Eagles offense stinks, but at least last night the Detroit Lions offense did not. Good Friday, Football Friday morning here on Kincade Salciunas. Johnny, let's get the thank yous out of the way. Thank you, Detroit.
Yeah, thank you, Dan Campbell, a head coach who can actually take over play calling. Thank you, Dan Campbell. What they put up, like 45 or
44,
something? Like?
just 44.
Yeah, 44
on,
last night.
Only
Thank
44.
you, Detroit Lions.
Yeah, that was a big break for the Eagles yesterday because if the Cowboys were to have won last night, and I think a lot of people thought that they were going to, you had the great insight of Dan Campbell not having back-to-back losses.
57 games.
Which that's amazing. Cowboys were red hot. Lions defense has been banged up. I mean, they're playing Avonte Maddox. For crying out loud, it's safe.
Their defense balled out last night.
Yeah.
They made some big stops.
They made big stops. And so the Cowboys fall to 6-6-1, which is a lot better than 7-5-1, which would be right on the tail of the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC East before the Eagles even play Monday night against the Chargers. So that was a big break for the Eagles yesterday when the Cowboys had all the momentum and the Lions were literally on life support yesterday. Lions keep their season alive now. And the Dallas Cowboys, the Eagles' magic number, Johnny, you've been tracking it for a month now, and unfortunately it took a while for it to tick down. But the magic number's now down to 3.
Well, the Eagles' number's 3 this morning, and just to put it in perspective for people, the Bears' number's 5. The Buccaneers' number's 5. The Rams' number is 6. The Eagles' number's 3. Just so you know.
Yeah.
You know, because as you hear the sky's falling, the world's falling apart, the Eagles suck, they're terrible.
It is.
You know, it's just god-awful. They've beaten the most good teams in football of any team in the entire league.
Good thing they're not in the NFC North.
And they've taken care – why? Because you mean they already beat the Lions and beat the Packers? You mean the division they've already beaten?
Well, there's better
Vikings?
divisions. No, what I'm saying is there's better divisions. Like the Cowboys are the second-place team in the division, and they're 6-6-1.
I got you. They're 3-1 against that division. You just told me you didn't want to play. They're 3-1 against that division.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, you know, the Eagles.
There's always a disclaimer on this. I mean, seriously, can we just say it? Can we just be like, look, everybody who was Chicken Little in it, like everybody chill out a little bit.
I'm not Chicken Little the division. I'm Chicken Little that the Eagles are going to lose in the first or second round of the playoffs.
There was a lot of the Cowboys.
All right.
Come on now. All right. I did not do that. There was a lot of people picking the Cowboys. I can't wait till Andrew DeCecco's back because he couldn't wait to say yesterday, well, you picked the Bears the other day. Well, I can't wait to give him you picked the Cowboys last night.
Well,
couldn't enjoy that.
He also thought, and the whole world thought, that Amon-Ra St. Brown was not going to play. And, man, credit to him. That guy's a beast.
He's tough.
Amon-Ra St. Brown had just a very ugly-looking injury last Thursday on Thanksgiving. And then he goes out there when a lot of people thought he wasn't going to play. I know he was listed as questionable. 6 catches for 92 yards. And the Lions get the win. So here's how we're going to turn it into an Eagles discussion. Eagles benefit from the Cowboys losing last night. Does last night relieve some of the concerns that you have right now, or are you more focused on the Eagles' issues? So you and I take a totally different approach, I'm going to guess, because you're in here saying, Chicken Little this, Chicken Little that.
Yes.
I'm not worried about the Cowboys per se. I'm worried about the Eagles' issues.
Well, the majority of fans, and I say majority, 50.01%, and I listened to Middays with Marks yesterday, and I listened to Unfiltered. There was so much Cowboy crap. Like, oh, my God, Cowboys, they're right on their tail. Cowboys, here they come. I really did think Detroit was going to win last night. And it's just, look, the Eagles
you would understand if the Cowboys won last night.
Oh, I said it was going to be
today would have been insane.
No, I said it's going to be tight sphincters till Monday night. The Eagles are the best team in the division. The Eagles were going to win this division out, and I still think that they will. But the more importantly is, if the Eagles didn't win this division, it's
mayhem.
You got far bigger problems.
Right.
Like far bigger things to worry about. I actually believe the Eagles are going to be able to do something in January. So I'm more looking ahead. I'm more looking forward than looking behind and being worried about the teams that are behind.
Well, now you don't have to worry about behind pretty much.
I believe
because, again, we talked about this the other day. As down as I am on the Eagles right now, I still think they go 3-2 at worst down the stretch. So your magic number of 3, the Eagles win those 3 games. the Eagles win the NFC East.
Yes.
And then we just talk about who they're facing in the first round of the playoffs because they're not going to have the bye. I don't assume they're going to have the bye.
The next thing I'm going to look at, after I look at that magic number with the win in this division, the next number I'm going to look at is just eliminating the Buccaneers. So you're not in that 4 seed. Because that 4 seed is going to get that top wild card. which is going to be
Seahawks.
Rams or Seahawks.
Yeah.
And Rams or Seahawks is going to be a miserable first-round game for whoever is sitting in that 4 seed. So you have to make sure. And all you got to do is be tied with the Bucs.
Right. Because you have that.
So right now you sort of got a 2-game lead on the Bucs for that. You just don't want to slip too much. But the Bucs have a really easy schedule. I could easily say that they go 4-1, 5-0.
If you finished out watching the game last night, or you're just tuning in, you went to bed, right? You're tuning in for the first time this morning, and we're telling you that the Lions beat the Cowboys last night 44-30. Is your immediate response, all right, that makes me feel a little bit better? Or are you like me, and you're going, yeah, no, it's great and all, but like I'm still worried about the Eagles? Connor, where do you come in on this at 610? Well, you don't have to call in. You can just turn your microphone on.
Do you want me to call?
I want people to call in or text in to answer that question.
Yeah, call.
610-632-0975. Does last night relieve some of the concerns that you have for the Eagles, or are you more focused on the Eagles issue specifically?
I'm out of minutes, so it's good I got this microphone in front of me. I'm with you because we were in the same spot with the Eagles being dead, and we're on the same spot with this. The Eagles have their own issues. Like, them winning the division is not the goal. Winning the NFC East is not going to help me sleep through this cold winter coming up at night. I need this team to make a deep playoff run. And sure, the first step is making sure that the Cowboys don't catch you. But at the end of the day, I need to see them play good football. And I feel like I haven't seen that pretty much at all this year. And what Dallas and Detroit does. Yeah, exactly.
Defensively, we've seen weeks where we're like, thank God for that defense.
But at the end of the day, I want this team to be good. I don't really care about them backing their way into a division win. I care about them looking like a viable playoff team, and they haven't.
Yeah, because my biggest concern, it's, you know how like baseball, you can get hot, right? Like football, it's not so much. You can get momentum. Like that's the thing. Momentum shifts happen in football.
I really don't buy football momentum.
But, well, yeah, because like if you're.
It's too long.
If your
There's
offense,
too long between games.
If your offense stinks, it stinks, right? Like,
and there's right.
Like you don't find like Dallas Goedert 2 years ago saying, hey, "Don't worry, we still got some things planned for the playoffs." Like that. That's not true. Like that doesn't exist. You might do some things differently. Like Jalen Hurts may run the football more in the playoffs because now we're do or die as opposed to week 4, right? Like that could be the case. But also, you don't all of a sudden have a good offense. If your offense stinks, your offense
If your
stinks.
offense stinks, it stinks.
If your defense stinks, your defense stinks, which thankfully the Eagles' defense does not. Now, not only are we going to talk some Eagles to start the show, I got to play how it sounded last night. They were wearing the old 2001 black jerseys. Here's Tom McGinnis. Oh, you want to talk about hanging on for dear life. Sixers did that last night. They get the win, but it was crazy at the end.
Maxey against Melton. Sixers down by 1. They double Maxey. Maxey dribbles to the right side. Hangs, fires, short, rebound up, and in. Bona put it in. .9. Warriors inbound. Melton has it. Melton puts it in. Blocked. And the Sixers win the game. And they storm the court. The 76ers win by a point. Melton then had a court-length pass. He went in, and the Sixers blocked that.
What happened in this game, Connor? Because you were flipping, right?
Nothing much.
No, it was the third quarter
How did
again.
what happened in this game?
So the Warriors shot maybe the worst percentage I've ever seen a team shoot to lead off the game. The Sixers build a 24-point lead. They slowly give it back over the entirety of the second half, and then the wildest ending we've seen this year happens.
The Warriors scored 64 points in the second half.
Oh,
the
my gosh.
Sixers scored 43.
That's all they needed, baby.
And then they hang on to win. Tom McGinnis, it was a scrum there near the net. It was not Bona who actually tipped it in. It was VJ Edgecombe. And then the incredible block by Tyrese Maxey on the other end of the floor to hold on to the win. Look,
that was surprising to me.
what, the Maxey block?
That Maxey was the one sealing a win at the other end of the court. That was surprising.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Tyrese has literally been doing everything he can.
Well, so that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm not really celebrating the Sixers win. I'm celebrating Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey is ridiculous right now. Offensively. He's unbelievable.
They did play a Curry last night, and it wasn't Steph.
Yeah, exactly.
Steph did not play yesterday. Seth Curry played 14 minutes and scored 0 points.
By the way, what happened to him? I mean, he's just anonymous now.
Yeah.
Oh, Seth?
Yes.
Wow, Seth was.
He's never-
really.
he
No,
was
but
never-
he was not. Yeah, but he was never anonymous.
He was
like that.
tremendous here,
Yes.
and then it just went downhill.
But I'll tell you, Tyrese,
Yeah, like I'm celebrating him.
offensively, he's
I-
he's stupid right
Like,
now.
this is not a Let's Go Sixers show. It's a Let's Go Maxey show.
That was really amazing. Amazing.
But an incredible finish. Sixers get the win. They're now 12-9 on the season. All right, coming up next. Now I have to worry about the best player on defense having no shoulders. We talk about it next. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. of the YouTube chat is that we get the immediate responses. Like I see it right away. And so when we open up the show with a topic and some people chime in right away, I get to jump right on and say, all right, this is what some people are thinking, John Kincade.
Sure.
Right away, MBD. Our question, by the way, does last night, in case you're just tuning in, you did not stay up for it, the Lions did beat the Cowboys. So the Eagles' magic number to win the NFC East is now down to 3. It's been 4 for like 4 years.
It's been 4 for a couple
at least
weeks.
That's how long it's felt.
Been 4 for we went through 2 weeks where the number didn't change.
Right.
I came in here beating my chest like King Kong.
Well, now it's down
Now
to
it's
3.
down to 3. Whoop-de-freaking do.
Does last night relieve some of the concerns that you have, or are you more focused on the Eagles' issues? I'm more focused on the Eagles' issues. MBD chimes in. Considering how the Eagles are playing, I'm not happy about anything at the moment. Dallas losing is nice, but I have bigger concerns about our team. Kieran chimes in. How about them Cowgirls? But no, yeah, we still suck. So there's, man, he says the Eagles suck.
Man, I'm telling you.
So yeah, and Chris Miller wants to know why you're so cocky and chesty at this moment.
Because I don't think I'm cocky and chesty. I'm just cocky and chesty about the fact is I didn't blink on the NFC East, and I continue to not blink on the NFC East while I have heard nothing but blinking all over the Delaware Valley.
Yeah, I mean, the Cowboys were going to have to theoretically win out.
I did not blink when others were doing entire shows on it. Are the Cowboys? Are you worried about the Cowboys? No, I wasn't. Because one thing I know, too, is December Cowboys was a thing. Look, the Eagles' issues, you don't say any – there were no lies detected in anything you say. Any comment from the YouTube chat or any texter who texts into Connor at 610-632-0975 with their concerns about the Eagles. There are no lies detected about concerns or issues or otherwise. But there were people that were literally clutching their pearls over, they're going to lose the division. Stop. Like, just stop. Like, this team is absolutely struggling. This team has also beaten, again, more of the best teams in football than any team in the NFL. Again. So if any team in NFL has problems, they all have problems because the Eagles have shown you when push comes to shove, they beat the good teams.
Can I
there you
ask
go.
A question?
Sure.
10 seconds. Anyone clutching their pearls anymore? Like, is that like when?
Well, no, because oh no, I don't know.
When did that stop?
Well, no, the young girls are now back to the pearls.
Oh, the pearls are back.
Oh yeah,
that's because of Jock Peterson.
I don't believe that is.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I don't believe
Jock
that
Peterson,
is.
Trendsetter.
Not everything's because of baseball.
I don't believe that is. But
I don't think that clutching of pearls happens anymore. I want to know when that ended.
Wait a minute. The Flyers press corps.
No,
it very much happened, yes. No, believe me, I think they were actually wearing them when John Tortorella was here. I mean, it was constant. Oh, did you hear him last night? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
it was constant. So, I mean, it is more metaphorical.
All right, Jalen Carter comes out yesterday. He has a procedure, not a surgery, a procedure on both shoulders.
Which I will confirm to you you're not, and numerous doctors have spoken to it. You don't have surgery on both shoulders at the same time. It's not surgery. You're not.
Why you don't want to be walking around?
You're not
like
having
this all
shoulder.
day? Like,
He's not. What was it? Fierro. He's not the scarecrow. So he's not. In an apparatus like this.
Sure.
And he's not even in a brace. So.
What the hell is Fierro?
Yeah, I got no idea. That's $1 in the jar.
You don't know. Excuse me. All right. Do you know what the number one movie in the world is? Fierro. You do not know who Fierro is. The number one movie in the world and the number one movie of this decade.
I thought you were talking about diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Fierro is the scarecrow. Is Fierro in Wicked? Fierro is the scarecrow. That's it.
I didn't know he had a name.
Yes, he has a name.
Thought he was the scarecrow.
I thought he just didn't have a brain. That's the only scarecrow I know.
He doesn't have a brain.
We got pearl clutching and Fierros.
But no surgery there. But I tried to do a little reconnaissance on Mr. Jalen Carter last night.
All right.
Trying to find out because obviously I know a lot of people who know Jalen from Athens. And I just asked the question, anybody heard from anything with Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
It was told to me last night, and I will just quote that great spirits, great spirits too. Great spirits, great attitude. You're probably looking at a few weeks.
All right. That's so concerning.
That's good. It's still concerning because you got a tough team to go up against with a top rushing attack.
Yeah.
So that is the hard
he's
part.
Your best player on defense.
Correct.
And oh, by the way, does he come back like good to go?
Well,
I don't know.
Well, I have no idea because I'm not a doctor, but I do believe I saw a lot of speculation. Is he done for the season?
Yeah. No.
Nothing that I received last night tells me that he is. That's even a possibility.
Well, pretty rough time to lose Jalen
Oh my
Carter
gosh.
against this Chargers team.
That's a bad. This is a really bad matchup to lose him against, just because of also the physicality that they want to have. But their offensive line has certainly taken major hits. They're not the same offensive line, but they know how to run the football.
Yeah,
and they're committed to it.
It concerns me a little bit, or a lot of it. Not gonna lie. All right, coming up next, an update on Darius Slay. He was claimed by the Buffalo Bills off waivers. But is there still a chance he plays for the Eagles? And I want to expand on a conversation. We mentioned it, and, we moved on. But I actually really want to kind of dive deep into this. Why don't you want him? Because there's a lot of people that don't like him. Why? I've never really gotten the answer. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Eagles lose Jalen Carter. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles had another big injury loss yesterday as it was announced that Jalen Carter underwent a procedure on both of his shoulders. He's out for Monday night and is currently considered week to week. But the Birds did get some help last night with Detroit taking down Dallas 44-30 on Thursday Night Football, greatly improving the Eagles' chances to win the NFC East. They got work of their own to take care of those. They prepped for their trip to play the LA Chargers on Monday night. We'll keep you updated on that as we move through the weekend. Sixers had a wild last-second win over the Warriors last night after nearly surrendering a 24-point lead. It was a 99-98 final thanks to some great moments from VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey.
Maxey dribbles to the right side, hangs, fires, short, rebound up and in. Bona put it in. .9, Warriors inbound. Melton has it, blocked, and the Sixers win the game, and they storm the court.
Maxey with the block at the end. It was VJ Edgecombe who actually tipped it in, but still a great call by Tom McGinnis here on the Fanatic. The Sixers take on the Bucks tonight at 8 p.m. in Milwaukee. You can hear that game live here on the Fanatic. Flyers are off until Sunday. We're going to talk to head coach of the Flyers, Rick Tocchet, coming up at 9 a.m. Tony Jones, who covers the Sixers for The Athletic, joins us at 9:30. This update is brought to you by Super Short. Do you own a small business? You need to hear this. A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get Super Short. Not kind of short, not pretty short, but Super Short, coming soon. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
It is a football Friday here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic, brought to us by our friends at Norristown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, driving to great deals at the fall sales event at Norristown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Get wicked good deals all month long on a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. Visit NorristownChryslerDodge.com. Not feeling like fall so much.
It feels like
it is going to be freaking cold this weekend.
God,
man.
it's terrible outside.
So I got the Yards event tomorrow. Again,
Yes.
4 o'clock, open door. Whoever wants to come. My parents will be there.
That's
They're,
awesome.
they're supporting their baby, right? And so my dad's like, yeah, you know, they're coming up. They're going to spend the night. My dad's birthday's Sunday. So what we're going to do, we're going to have we're going to hang out for his birthday on Sunday. And he's talking about the weather. Like he was like, I called him. I was like, what are you doing? He goes, just kind of getting the house ready for the winter. He's got an outdoor shower, so he's shutting off the water supply.
Okay, right.
And I'm like, what's the weather going to be like for you guys? He said, not bad, like 45 degrees, because he's down the shore. And I'm like, oh, dude, you're coming up to miserable weather.
Yeah, but he's going to get snow today, right?
Not that, no, he said nothing but rain, 45
I
degrees.
thought today was supposed to be snow.
No. He was looking at the app.
Man, I must have watched something different on the news last
Yeah,
night. They were saying you guys were going to see some snow. We weren't.
No, he saw 45 degrees. I'm like, you're coming up to like 20-degree weather. Just an hour drive, that much of a difference.
Really? That is wild.
All right, so Darius Slay, claimed by the Buffalo Bills.
Yes.
And, our old buddy Jeff McClain put out a tweet. Somebody asked him, would he force himself out of Buffalo? And Jeff basically said, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm paraphrasing a little bit.
There you go.
And then we get the report yesterday from Adam Schefter that he's not so inclined to playing for the Buffalo Bills. And now we're in this weird, like, sort of, standoff? Like, who bites first? Does Buffalo waive him? Does Darius Slay retire? Does he just hold out? I don't know what they end up doing.
Buffalo is not going to just let him walk away.
Right, because they need, their secondary is dreadful in Buffalo. Dreadful. So they actually kind of need him.
No, they wanted him.
Yeah.
I mean, they thought he's somebody who could actually help them. They wanted him to come, and they want him to play for them.
Yeah.
He obviously doesn't want to go there. He had a place he wanted to go.
One of two. Eagles or Lions.
And by the way, the Lions also put in a claim on him.
Yes, they did.
So if Buffalo had not put in the claim, he would have been a Detroit Lion, because the Lions would have been ahead of the Eagles in the order. So even if Buffalo didn't put in a claim, he would have been a Detroit Lion, and I think he would have ended up going to Detroit.
Yeah, I don't know if he had his heart set on one of the two places, more or less, right?
But I think he would have. I don't think he would have turned down.
I don't think we're doing this.
Right,
So
exactly.
Drew Rosenhaus, Darius Slay's agent, told ESPN Slay is honored that a first-class organization like the Bills claimed him, but he is going to take some time away from football right now and decide in the next few days if he wants to keep playing. It was very clear that he wanted to play for a contender 2 days ago, right? Like when he got released by the Steelers.
Yes.
All the reports was Darius Slay hoping to find a team that is a contender. Not that the Bills are out of it, but the Bills are leaking. I mean, I don't even know.
The Bills are going to be.
They're
how about
they're
this?
dumping oil right now.
They're going to be a 3 road game team to get to the Super Bowl.
Right. I mean, they're dropping
they're in big trouble
right now.
Yeah, they're in big trouble.
So Darius Slay joined the Speakeasy. Is that what it's called? Right, with Emmanuel Acho. So Emmanuel Acho.
He's trying to reinvent himself, by the way.
Sure.
He's getting great guests, and he's trying to be not hot take.
Yeah.
Trying to go real analysis and everything.
That show with him and Chase Daniel and Shady, they went way too far.
Yeah,
It was
way
horrible.
too far.
But here was Emmanuel Acho, who was able to speak with Darius Slay after the news drops that maybe Buffalo isn't a desired location for Darius Slay.
If the Philadelphia Eagles would have claimed you, would you have been there today? Don't lie to me, Slay. You can lie to them. Don't lie to me.
Oh, man. We don't know, man. We'll see, though.
We don't know. It's crazy. Stop. Slay, you do not lie in the speakeasy. One of the biggest rules of the speakeasy is we don't tell no lies. I will ask you the question again. Have the Philadelphia Eagles claimed you, would you have been there today?
I don't know, really. I honestly don't know, man. I'm just telling you because the fact of, like I said, man, I had a real big impact with my kid, man. Like I said, me and my oldest son, man, we've been going through the wars together.
Yeah.
You know, since Pee-wees and you know what I'm saying? Like I said, this was his senior year of football. He just got doing basketball. And my youngest, my middle one, he just got done. I just left his game.
Yeah.
And it just felt good to be there. You know what I'm saying? It felt good for me to be there. So it would have been a hard time, you know, to think about it. But, hey, Philly is my second home. You know, I don't know how that would have hit, if that would have hit. But when I got home the other day, I'm like, shoot, boy, this feels good, too good that we got the crib.
So he's not hating mini retirement or whatever you want to, or free agency, however you want to word it. He's not hating being able to spend more time with his family, which is a beautiful thing. But again, the reports 2 days ago was he wants to play for a contender. It was not contemplating his future. It was he wants to play for a contender. We had Adam Schefter on Wednesday. He said, look, I think it's one of two places. I think it's Detroit, but I think it's either the Lions or the Eagles. Then we find out that the Bills get him, and now all of a sudden the retirement stuff comes up.
Adam, obviously, when we were trying to read between the lines, trying to read Shefty,
Yeah.
it's clear he knew that the Lions were putting in a claim on him.
Yeah.
So when he kept talking, steering us towards Detroit, he knew Detroit was putting in a claim, and he knew Detroit was ahead of the Eagles in the order.
Sure.
So he figured he's going to end up a Lion.
Sure.
That's what he figured.
All right, so I want this to become a topic as well. Again, our initial topic, and we'll check our text line for the first time in the next segment. Does last night, again, if you're just tuning in, you didn't stay up last night, the Lions beat the Cowboys. So the Eagles' magic number to win the NFC East is now down to 3. Does last night relieve some concerns for you, or are you more focused on the Eagles' issues? So answer that question for us at 610-632-0975. But the other thing that I want to bring up, what's the issue with Darius Slay? I understand that there might be some people that say, look, I think he's cooked. That's why he's not playing for the Steelers anymore. Fine. But that's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is something we've talked about a lot. This city had such a weird, I'll straight up say, lack of appreciation for a player that was pretty damn good here. I understand the podcast drove people nuts, but I'd rather hear from what the players are saying. The players loved him.
Yes.
They always spoke high. Quinyon Mitchell, didn't Howie try getting them to live together? Wasn't that the story when Quinyon Mitchell first got drafted by the Eagles? They wanted him to move into the Slay household.
And Quinyon couldn't throw more bouquets in the direction of everything that Darius Slay invested in his development.
He was a cornerback coming out of an era where we were wondering if Jalen Mills was like some stud, right? Like, I know that Jalen Mills and Ronald Darby won a Super Bowl. You can't take that away from him, but Darius Slay was the best corner in like a decade for the Eagles.
And by the way, Darius Slay stepped in the poop sometimes.
Yeah.
With his mouth. But Darius Slay, I enjoy Darius Slay. Like, to me, and he's really good, by the way, at our business.
Yes, he
I
is.
think he's going to be really, really good at it. To me, I never understood it because there was a lot of critique of Darius Slay that didn't make sense. That seemed very, very personal.
Like people straight, personal. Like
Personal.
They didn't like him.
No, and that's what it is.
And so
it got very personal.
So why? Like, I want to know why. Like, what was the reason that you did not like him? What was the reason that a lot of you celebrated that he did not return? And now a lot of you are saying, please don't bring him back. Why? Answer that for me at 610-632-0975. Text line next. Also, there's another takeaway from last night's game that isn't just how the Eagles benefited in division. John Kincade is a problem with Nick Sirianni. It's Kincade and Salciunas 97.5. in the history of the world.
What's that?
You had a good idea.
First time in history of the world. Not even just me, like ever. Have you ever been expecting a delivery and it actually came early?
No.
I don't think so. No.
So our dishwasher, crapped out on us. It crapped out on us like 3 months ago, but I kept making tweaks, and
What kind of tweaks were you making?
I figured some things out.
Were you going on YouTube and figuring things out or something?
because I didn't want to pay the money, and so
Okay.
now finally.
But you're smart. You went and got an LG. I heard.
There's enough nagging, so the new dishwasher is on its way. I requested after 11 o'clock in the morning. Just get the text. We'll be there in 15 minutes.
You got a split?
I mean, that's incredible.
That's never happened ever. Like, I love Comcast. I'm a Comcast customer, right?
Right.
They'll do the window, right?
Oh, no,
we'll
they
be there
give you a
between
window.
12 and 2, and it's usually 2, right? Like, it's usually the back end of the 2-hour window. A 4-hour, like, we'll be there at 7. That doesn't work. Now what?
Well, now they leave it outside. You hope no one's strong enough to carry off a dishwasher.
No.
It's a dishwasher.
Yeah, I'll be able to figure-
Here's the thing, though, is I can tell you this, Connor, and this is shocking to you. I could install a dishwasher.
Oh, yeah, I can too. It's just I don't.
Like, I could, and I am literally absolutely dysfunctional as far as being able to do stuff. We had problems with ours when our house was built, and I know that I could do it after watching it. It slides in.
Yeah,
and you just hook up the hose. and you're
Connecting
good.
it is simple.
Yeah. I
And
just
you
don't-
got the electric.
But do
you got
they
the
leave
electric-
dishwashers outside?
No.
That's what I'm saying. They'll probably
No. No, that's ridiculous. That's really bad.
my wife works too.
That's really bad.
All right. It's like this is something that you should celebrate. Wow, I'm getting something
No.
early, but it's not working. All right.
Well, just call the number. Oh, I'm sorry. Can't call them.
Number's not available till 9
Exactly.
o'clock Central. All right. What do we got on the text line? Our 2 topics this morning on this Football Friday. The Cowboys lose to the Lions yesterday. Does that relieve some of the concerns that you have, or are you more focused on the Eagles' issues? And somebody explain to me why you don't like Darius Slay.
It is incredible.
Like that's it's something that I've always been confused by. I like the Castellanos thing.
You understand
I
the
kind of
Castellanos,
understand
don't you?
it because he never became that 30 home run hitter.
He also goes out of his way.
Yeah. Like Darius Slay was a consistent. Like, did Darius Slay ever have a bad season?
No.
Like,
No.
even 2023. Look, he let us know that he played well, which I believe was a problem for people when the defense was playing really poorly. And he goes on his podcast saying, "I played well. Rest of the team
See that?
sucked."
See
Like,
now that?
Yeah,
that-
I don't need that.
Now I ripped that.
Right, I
when
did
it
too.
happened.
I did too. I hated it. I was like,
But
"You're a
that's-
captain, bro. You can't be doing that."
Yeah, that's good.
But clearly, it didn't bother the players. Like it didn't. But other than that, like he was actually right. Like he did play well. Like he never had a bad season. So what do we got on the text line?
So everyone so far is checking in on the Eagles, Cowboys, Lions conversation. And this texter, Mike from Virginia, says, we're not magically better. We won't be a dominant playoff team, but we can be a dangerous one with all of our talent that can crank it up anytime. But we aren't any better now than we were Wednesday by shutting down the Cowboys narrative. That, though, makes me at least feel a little bit better about whatever happens.
Yeah, I mean, look, I understand that there were people that were starting to get worried about the NFC East. If they won last night, I would have started saying, uh-oh.
No, there would have been every reason to be like, at that point, you would have gone, oh, geez.
Like,
Seriously?
uh-oh. Like, are we really doing is this really happening again? But fortunately, the Lions got the win yesterday. But I am still more focused on the Eagles' issues. What else we got?
All right, DJ Milk D from Virginia as well. A lot of Virginia check-in today is saying, happy Friday, great the Cowgirls lost, but way more concerned about us and what we need to correct, beginning with the Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, look, and I'm concerned about this Jalen Carter thing.
You should be concerned, but as I told you last night, from Athens, I was told, looking at a couple of weeks is what I was told from people who obviously, they must know something.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that, looking at a couple
Okay.
weeks.
Well, hopefully, in a couple weeks, they've won the games leading up to that couple of weeks.
Exactly.
Right?
Well,
Like-
no, I'm very concerned about the Chargers game because they are a team that could severely exploit
I mean, you
his
saw
absence.
what happened last week against the Bears, and this is a run-first team
Right.
in the Chargers, and it's going to be without Jalen Carter. Has anyone chimed in on the Darius Slay thing?
Yeah, we do have one text here.
All right, good.
On
I know
Darius
I know it's early, but like it's funny, John. I kind of asked this question last year. because there was still some weird I don't like Darius Slay thing last year when they were the best team in football and won the Super Bowl, and nobody can actually answer it.
Okay.
It's almost like because I do, because I don't like it. That's why.
Yeah, but don't you have a billion of those in your sports life?
No, but I have explanations for it all.
Yeah, but your
I'm
explanations don't
telling
make
you,
sense.
They're weird.
Now, the funny thing is, Connor, you read my mind because it's what I have written down here in my notes when I heard you bring this up. No one has more irrational sports hate than Andrew.
Yeah, but I've reasons.
Andrew is asking people. No, yours are irrational.
You have reasons that only make
have the
sense
most
to you.
I think Joe Madden ruined baseball.
You have the most irrational sports hate I've ever heard from anybody.
Do you like Kyle Schwarber leadoff?
No.
Blame Joe Madden.
No,
That's why I don't like him.
I
He's
blame
a local guy.
No, I blame Melvin Belvin and the rest of the analytics department down at Citizens Bank.
What does the Slay text say?
Steve from Norristown says Slay was good, but he doesn't like to hit. He would avoid tackling and let someone else make the hit instead of gang tackling. He even voiced this.
Okay.
Okay. And
He was a fantastic
was
corner
that
for
a
this.
problem?
No. He
Like
was
they
a fantastic
went to two
corner.
Super Bowls with him. He was the starting corner of a team that went to 2 Super Bowls and won one. Like, oh man, he needs help tackling. Okay, wow, he's the first corner that wasn't really a fan of contact. Come on, man. And imagine his coverage, Quinyon Mitchell's coverage.
And by the way, trade deadline is over.
Yeah.
So I said people are like, trade.
No,
Trade
you can't
deadline's over. You're not trading.
By the way, Andrew Ellis chimes in our YouTube chat. I don't even know if our dishwasher works. We haven't used it in 3 years. I hand washed everything, which is fine. But then he
Okay.
finishes it with, ain't got time for a dishwasher.
Yes, you do.
Wait, but you have time to hand
If you have time to hand
it
wash,
takes more time.
Maybe he only
it takes
owns
way
one
more
plate,
time.
and you got to wash it right then.
By the way, yeah, I mean it's
Maybe. But I feel like that contradicts himself. Like, that actually gives you more time.
By the way, you're wasting money too. Hand washing, you're wasting money. Yes, you waste. It costs more to hand wash than it does to use a washing.
Coming up next, we may not be math people, but if you want to know how much of a hit the Cowboys' playoff chances took yesterday, I will tell you their percentage next, and John Kincade will tell you why he's more bothered by Sirianni this morning. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Shoulder procedures for Carter. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles had another big injury loss yesterday as it was announced that Jalen Carter underwent a procedure on both of his shoulders. He's out for Monday night's game against the Chargers, as currently considered week to week. The Birds did get some big help last night in their quest to win the NFC East in back-to-back seasons. Detroit beat Dallas 44-30, really helping the Birds' odds to lock up the division. But we've got work of our own to take care of. The Eagles traveled to L.A. Monday night to face the Chargers, trying to get off of a 2-game slide. Sixers had a wild last-second win over the Warriors last night after nearly surrendering a 20-plus point lead. It was a 99-98 final thanks to some great moments from VJ Edgecombe, who had the game-winning basket on a tip-in, and Tyrese Maxey, who had a chase-down block to help win it. They both talked about it after the game.
I just tried to make a play, and then, he made a hell of a play blocking the shot because he had a clean layup.
Mel was not making that.
I'm not taking my chances. Reese, I probably around like a 4-2 or something.
Also, a little trash talk to former Sixer DeAnthony Melton there. Sixers play the Bucks tonight at 8 p.m. in Milwaukee. You can hear that game live here on the Fanatic. Flyers are off until Sunday. We'll talk to head coach Rick Tocchet of those Flyers coming up at 9 a.m. Tony Jones, 9:30. He covers the Sixers for The Athletic. This update is brought to you by Groundworks, your trained and certified experts for basement waterproofing and foundation repair since 1997. Book your free inspection at groundworks.com. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
6:54 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic. You can text in, call in 610-632-0975. You can YouTube comment as well on any of our topics today. Eagles, does last night relieve some of the concerns for you because the Cowboys lost to the Lions, or are you more focused on the Eagles' issues? And explain to me why you don't like Darius Slay. It's like the biggest mystery in the world for me. 610-632-0975.
We do have a request from DJ, one of our followers, who asks your top 5 irrational sports hates. And Connor, you and I can make up a list for Andrew if he's not going to be honest with us.
No, I'll do it.
Your irrational sports hates.
I'll do it. I need
because they're also going, you have the most irrational sports hates of anybody in the world.
Yeah, no, you got to give me some time.
No, you come up with it. He's not putting a time limit on you, but he goes,
like Andrew,
he said, I'm going to tell you, Andrew has the most irrational sports hates of anybody on your station.
Andrew Knapp.
How do you have time to think about Andrew Knapp?
Because he wasn't good at anything. Tommy Joseph, when he said sorry it wasn't good enough, when the bullpen ERA was like 6.
Tommy Hunter.
Tommy
Joseph also, because there were...
Was Tommy Hunter also a Met?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes they're also guilty by association. Tommy Joseph, because there were too many Phillies fans that battled me telling me he was good. And I was like, no, he's not. So there's guys that are guilty by association.
We're up to 3 with just inconsequential Phillies.
What about all the people who have been telling you that Kevin Patullo is good enough? You hate them too?
Nah.
You should.
You
should. You should.
I respect our fellow media
The Patullo
members.
excuse members. Yes.
All right. Why do you have a bone to pick with Nick Sirianni this morning?
Did you watch? Have you watched Dan Campbell?
Yeah, I watched last night.
Have you watched Dan Campbell call plays? I mean, honestly, Dan Campbell's offense, even in losses, you watch the Detroit Lions offense. If you're just talking about watching their offense as far as creativity, looking at how they go about their business, the formations. I'm looking at last night, and in a matter of one sequence, so one series of plays, excuse me. So in one series of plays, just my naked eye, I'm sitting there charting, and I'm like, okay, there are like 7 different formations they use.
Yeah.
The Eagles are so freaking bland. They're so vanilla. They're so generic. And the Detroit Lions, with a guy who is not a play caller, he is not, but he's had to take over because his play caller was terrible, has just managed to... He
wasn't terrible because he was much better than what the Eagles...
Well, he was better than our play caller.
He was not coordinating to the standard of what Dan Campbell wanted.
He was by there.
They were still averaging like 25 points a game.
But I'm going to tell you right now, Dan Campbell, who was literally had his history. If you don't know Dan Campbell's history, Dan Campbell was a tight ends coach his entire career. He was a tight ends coach.
Yeah.
And he was like down in New Orleans, he was to Sean Payton. He was the assistant head coach.
Sure.
So he was tutoring under one of the greatest, for a long period of time too. So he is a guy who had learned at some of the feet of the best. And so he learned how to be a head coach too. But he was a tight ends coach. He's not. Nick Sirianni is supposed to have more experience as sort of be able to call plays, design an offense, and everything like that.
Yeah.
And Dan Campbell's able to take over and say, "Give me the keys. Give me the keys.
Yeah.
This car needs a new driver because this isn't good enough." Just watch 3 of the series last night. And before you tell me, well, look at all the offensive talent they have, you better zip it.
Yeah, right.
You better zip it when you look at what the Eagles have on offense. And I can't understand how the Eagles can look so. It's more infuriating to me when I look at it and go, Dan Campbell, who does not have the experience that Nick Sirianni has, designing an offense. He was talking about. Dan Campbell commented in one of the pregame shows on Thanksgiving about how, sitting in a play talking in play calling and play design meeting. There's been a lot of eye-opening stuff for him before the Thanksgiving game.
Yeah.
It's been eye-opening for him because he's not used to it.
Right.
This is something that Nick Sirianni's supposed to know. Now, whether he wants to do it or not, fine. But come on.
So, look,
come on.
it's an interesting conversation because there's also this, right? As you're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN, WPN, HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia, Beasley Media Group Station, broadcasting live from the Comcast Studio, powering possibilities. It's not just about the play calling in the game itself. It's also just their belief, right? Like, Dan Campbell wants to be aggressive and high-powered offense, pre-snap motion, gadgets, all that kind of stuff. And you're still seeing it. Even without Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell is still calling certain plays that you're going, wow, that was a cool play. When we had Kurt Warner on the other day, he straight up said, look, the Eagles just believe that they can out-talent everybody. And that might work at times.
They're not out
you're not doing that this
people
year.
Is what you
right.
you
You're out-talenting people. You're winning your one-on-one battles and all that kind of stuff, which is great when you're actually doing it. But when you're not doing it, it doesn't seem like there's a plan B. Like, right? The Eagles don't have all right, so we're not winning the one-on-one battles. Let's go to the gadget playbook. I don't even know if they have that.
I don't think they do.
So
they don't.
That's not just a play calling in the middle of the game. That's also what you're putting into the playbook. It's what you're installing during training camp, and it's not something that Nick Sirianni believes. Nick Sirianni, I still remember in 2023. I'm sorry to keep on bringing up 2023, but it sure as hell feels like it right now. Scoffed at somebody when they asked him, "Hey, You're at the bottom of the league in pre-snap motion, or one of the least used pre-snap motion teams in the NFL. We don't motion just to motion.
We don't motion to motion, which is a ridiculous comment in and of itself when you look at the rest of the league and how they motion.
Right.
And you hear analyst after analyst, guys who played in the league, quarterbacks who played in the league tell you the pressure it puts on a defense.
Right.
And what if it's just mental, and it might just be mental. But the pressure it puts on a defense where they can't prepare and they don't know what's going on.
But this is what Sirianni will say to you. Are you upset with the 2 Super Bowls and the one that we won?
Oh, I know he's going to say that. And I know he's going to lean on it.
Because that's the one thing. Like, as much as I hate it, it's like the one thing I kind of got to be like, Sirianni's won with it.
Here's what
He won with it, so I don't totally hate that he still thinks it's going to work because they literally freaking won a Super Bowl doing it. What I hate is that I don't think there was any sort of adjustment or any sort of mindset that maybe defenses will try to do this, that, or the third to take away what we've been doing the last couple of years. It's a problem that you saw in 2023. It's a problem that you're seeing this year.
Also, too, I mean, it's the idea of that with this team. He took away play calling from himself 7 games into his career. I will tell you with great confidence that I do not believe that was done out of the goodness of his heart and out of just total altruism. I believe that partly came from Jeffrey Lurie and from Howie Roseman. But he would not take the keys away from Brian Johnson, and he will not take the keys away from his boy. So, to me, that screams that is a level of I got to admit I'm wrong, that I am bothered by that he just won't do. And if you watch Dan Campbell call plays and you watch Dan Campbell's offense and you don't look at that and go, wow, that doesn't look anything like the Eagles. Yeah. It looks nothing like what the Eagles do. It's so innovative. It's so crazy looking. It's so different. It just looks fun. It looks fun. Looks interesting.
But that's also what his belief is, whereas that's not Nick Sirianni's belief. I'll say it till I blew him in the face.
This feels like the Ben Simmons shooting a 3 conversation.
Yeah,
explain a little more.
You might not be great at it, but you want him to do it.
Like, half the people are saying, hey, you have to, like, you got to shoot a 3. You cannot not do this because your team needs your help.
Keep the defense honest.
And the other half are saying it's not in his bag. It's not what he does. He's very talented the way that he does things his way. You can win like that. And at the end of the day, what we saw with Ben is he refused to do it. I think at the end of the day, what we're going to see with Nick is he's just never going to take back play calling responsibilities because it's not in his bag, even if visually to us it looks like it would help the team. So it might be acceptance point of the conversation.
But here's the thing. We don't know if it will help the team. It's just we don't know if it's going to get any better the way that it is now. I'm not expecting the offense to all of a sudden get better.
Right. I mean, but the bottom line is this. I hate hearing from people is that, well, we don't know if it would get any better without trying. I'm at the point right now where I'm tired of hearing we don't know if it would get any better. At some point, we got to try something because this is unacceptable.
And look, Andrew DeCecco, who's been...
And he is there every day, eyeballs on it, ears open.
And he's been in the defense of Patullo a lot this year. Yesterday was the first time he said, I wonder if it doesn't look good Monday night, is there a change? And for Andrew to say that, I would imagine there's been whisper.
And Andrew makes excellent cases for the reasons why, like you point to, Connor. Andrew DeCecco makes excellent cases as to why you don't want to do it.
Right.
Or why you want to blame it on the collective.
Right.
And makes really good points to that regard.
But yesterday was the first time where he was like, yeah, I wonder if it doesn't look good Monday, how that
Yes.
changes. By the way, the Cowboys, I know we're not mathematicians on this show. But
I'm really good with numbers, so I'm good with that.
the Cowboys, I don't know how the NFL does it. They update the percentage chances. It's strength of schedule and all that kind of stuff. I
Sure.
get it. But the Dallas Cowboys losing yesterday, even though there was concern going into yesterday's game, the Cowboys' chance of making the playoffs yesterday was just 19%.
How much did it drop to?
To 7.
Okay.
And remember, they had to win the division. They weren't going to make the playoffs as a wild card team.
Yeah,
so
their wild
that's
card
why the
chances have
percentage
to be
chances
way
were
down.
so low. And as you mentioned, the Eagles had one of the easier strengths of schedule in the NFL the remainder of the season. Sometimes math doesn't ultimately matter, but when your chances of making the playoffs are at 7%, that pretty much tells me you're done.
It does, but the Eagles have opened this door by their own ineptitude.
Yeah.
And Monday night they go out and lose at L.A. I would imagine that number jumps to like 15, 16.
The Cowboys
for
would
Dallas.
go up. The
You know what I mean?
Eagles, they actually do. It's amazing. They have the current percentage chance. If they win, what it would go up to. If they lose,
okay. What
would
is
go
it? What
down
if the Eagles win? If the Eagles lose on Monday night, do Dallas's chances go to like 16?
They don't have Dallas's updated
okay.
yet, but they have the Eagles. So
Okay.
if the Eagles lose, right now their chance of making the playoffs is 96%. All right, so that should make everybody feel good right away that they're still going to make the playoffs.
And by the way, they're making the playoffs as the division title champion.
Yes, a win gets them to 99%. A loss drops them to only 93%. Like
Yeah, I
it's,
would imagine.
Danger zone.
it's not like it's
the-
dropping to 60
No,
or 70.
I'm going to tell you, though, if they do lose Monday night, it's still not where you're going to go, oh, I'm completely fine with it. Because the Commanders are going to do everything they can in that game on December 20th
Oh, sure.
to beat the Birds.
Either of the two.
They're going to
There's
do
two
look,
games. Yeah.
you have 5 games left. If you win the 2 Commanders games and the Raiders game, which you should win, those 3 games, you win the division. If you win the Chargers game Monday night, it's a 3-foot putt. You got it.
Yeah,
You
but
got it.
I'll just tell you, there's only one game I'm comfortable with the Eagles losing the rest of the way.
The
If they
Bills.
are to lose on
The
the road
Bills?
to the Bills, whatever. I get it,
Yeah, but
especially
the other ones
where-
you'll be upset by.
You better start winning football games.
Yeah.
You can't lose to the Raiders. You can't lose to the Commanders.
Look,
you can't lose with no Herbert, potentially.
I know you said yesterday, John, that if the Cowboys won last night, then Monday would be a must-win game.
I think it would have been a must-win
I'm
game.
almost at the point where it still is.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, explain a little bit about that.
Well,
Like, why do you know the math's not there to back it up?
I don't
You're
really-
just in your feelings?
yes, I don't really care about the math.
Okay, okay, so what you're saying is
If they lose
it's
3
more,
straight
what you're
games-
saying is it's more about it's more about an Eagles story.
Right, it's more about the
okay.
Eagles.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get you.
yeah.
I get you.
If they lose 3 straight games,
No. Then you're feeling like, okay, yeah, they can win,
Yeah.
but they can't win in January.
All right,
Okay.
coming up next, we'll check our text line, phone line, 610-632-0975. Also, what do you get when you have a national media member with Philadelphia roots? Hear the perspective on the Eagles from somebody on the outside that's from here. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Hit the drop for yourself. Just do your bleeping job.
Do your job.
Don't worry, I'll say it again, Connor. Football Fridays on the Fanatic, presented to us by Norristown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Driving to great deals at the fall sales event, Norristown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Get wicked good deals all month long on a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. Visit NorristownChryslerDodge.com.
By the way, for both of you, Kieran wants to know, did you both really not know Fierro? Have neither of you seen Wicked?
No.
I saw it the actual on Broadway, but like,
And you didn't know Fierro? You saw Wicked, and you didn't know Fierro?
No, I know Scarecrow, Tin Man.
He's the main
Lion.
character of the show. Like he's the main male character.
Can I be honest? I don't even know what the two girls' names are.
Okay, I know that, and I haven't seen it. This is on you for not paying attention.
I just know
but I've never
one's
seen
I know
it.
one's green.
Glinda
Elphaba
Yeah.
Alphaba.
and Galinda.
Glinda. Yeah.
I thought it was Glinda. Whatever. I was close.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're close. It's
I
good.
haven't seen it. You watched it.
You went and saw it on Broadway.
Yeah,
and you like
It's a nice date with my
This is
wife.
like the people who go to an
he's
Eagles
the
game and
main
can't name a
character,
player.
though. I mean, he's like
That happens a lot.
I know, and we get mad at those people. Now
Dude.
you're those people.
Dude.
what?
Fake Wicked fan.
You're a fake Wicked fan, yes.
I love the videos of like, oh, tell me about this player, and they like break it down like they know what they're talking about, and the guy's not on the roster.
Yes.
I live for those things sometimes. I love the. I've talked to you guys about this before. I love the. I'm a real fan, and then we used to do the pregame show at Xfinity Live, and I'm walking out, and nobody's watching the game, and I'm like,
Well, what were they doing?
oh, so you're just here for the party?
Oh, so they're just partying.
You got your brand new Hertz jersey. But you're just here for the party, and then if they lose, and the next morning I have to come on the radio and say the Eagles sucked yesterday, then you hate me. At least I watched the game.
That's what you get paid to do, buddy. Welcome to Sports Talk Radio.
You can text in.
We
at
just had a question on this yesterday, Connor. And
oh, did you?
we did in post-show headlines.
Yes, because I did not do it yesterday.
Connor did a great job, by the way, for you.
Thank you.
What was the best part of doing this job in Philadelphia and the worst part of doing this job in Philadelphia? Basing it on doing it here. And I was able to speak it from doing it in two different cities that are very, very different.
Yeah.
And Connor and I both spoke on the fact that the passion of this city.
Oh, it's amazing.
The passion on this city makes it ridiculously fun to do it here.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, it's second to none that
Yeah.
doing it here. But I think the part of it that's the worst is that people believe here a lot of people have never left 100 miles from where they live in their sports fandom, like their minds.
Sure.
They believe that they're tortured. They believe
Right,
that
no, we got
they
it.
believe we have it great. We have it great
here.
here.
Yeah,
And they
we have it
act
great
like we're a tortured fan base. They act like this is a tortured city and we've been put upon. And I chuckle. I just go, yeah, we got it really tough. Really tough.
M. Viron on our YouTube chat. Connor, they might be coming for your job. Just joining. Welcome. Any talk about Jalen's weekly press conference yesterday? There was some really interesting stuff. That's actually in the next segment. It's
Look at that.
he's like producing the show right now.
I think that's predicting, not producing. It's
That's
slightly
coming
different.
it's coming up in 10 minutes because there was a very interesting back and forth that I can't wait to play for you tomorrow, our next segment. And you could tell me if I'm just overthinking things, which is nothing new here. All right. Yesterday, James Palmer, he joins Middays with Marks every single Thursday. He does a great job.
Scotty Palmer's son.
Yes. So local roots,
Yes.
but national media member.
Understands this. He has this DNA in him.
And I appreciate it because, again, anytime I do a show on ESPN radio, it's like, oh, my God, what do you mean the Eagles' offense stinks? They're 8-4. And I go, no, you don't watch. Like you
watch dispassionately.
Yes,
There's a difference.
Yes, the Eagles are 8-4. Yes, they won the Super Bowl last year. Their offense stinks. I'm a little bit more educated on this because I am locked into the Eagles where you might be locked into the Bills. Right? Not you, John, but like the guy that I'm doing the show with.
Correct.
Right? This was James Palmer yesterday talking about whether or not it is time to panic.
It's time to panic. it's broken. Can they fix it? I still think the national perspective is there's too much talent, and this team is not that far removed from one of the most convincing Super Bowl victories we've seen in recent memory, that it is fixable. But the panic is certainly there. And what's gone wrong, what's kind of nationally the perspective is, honestly, Kellen Moore is a good coach. Like, that's what's getting brought up to people I talk to, is that Kellen Moore is a really good coach. There's a reason he got a head job. There's a reason he's been pursued the way he's been throughout his career and the success he's had at his stops, including Philadelphia. That Kellen Moore is a really good coach. That's part of the conversation right now.
So is that a shot at Patullo? Yes.
Yes, it is. That's clear.
That's from whoever James Palmer's talking to. Now, there are people here that talk to other people and think it's Patullo's fine.
No, he's the people he's talking to around the league are saying they're missing a guy who was a really, really good offensive coordinator.
Even who we think at times left some meat on the bone.
He did. And I was bored. I told you point blank, I really believe it left me wanting a lot more.
Well, yeah, but nobody could stop the run. So, like, I was fine with it. Last year, I said on this show, boring is good. Now, it's not so good this year. But last year, boring was good.
Boring's good if it works.
And it worked. Yeah, right.
Boring's good if it works.
No, it was
if you're
boring.
bullying people, it works. Remember 22, how many times the fourth quarters, I think there were 7 games or 6 games where they took Jalen Hurts and the starters out early?
Yeah, because the second quarter, they were averaging like 21 points.
It was the best second quarter any team had ever had in NFL history.
It was amazing.
So it's just a different year. It's not as, No,
so James Palmer says it is time to panic. Talks about the offensive coordinator. Word around the league is they're missing Kellen Moore. Look, Monday night will determine a lot of people's emotions because here's the deal. I expect them to win. I can't believe I'm doing this myself.
Okay, wait a minute. Now, you said a word there. You expect them to win.
I expect them to win on Monday.
So you do. You do. That's where you are on Friday morning.
Yes. I'm expecting them to win. But, again, if they win 20-17, I'm not coming in here thrilled. Like, I'm happy that they finally won.
Oh, I'll be happy with Jalen Carter out, and
if I see the offense again go goose egg or
don't care. Walk before you run.
Yes,
you've lost 2 straight.
No, yes.
Style points. Get the hell out of here.
Tourniquet. I want a tourniquet.
Yeah, we are bleeding out.
Yes. I want a tourniquet.
You want an airlift.
And I want to put the 3 seed minimum away. Lock that down. So, yes.
I want that I want that Call of Duty stim. I want it to
Connor,
right away.
We've actually been agreeing way too much, Connor.
Yeah, I don't
like
this.
Stick and a piece of your uniform. We're trying to survive out here, soldier.
All right, coming up next. Yes, we're going to talk about Jalen Hurts' press conference. We are at a point in the season where damn right I'm going to read into everything and maybe a little too much. At what point does Jalen Hurts say, screw you guys? And I'm not talking about the media. It's Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, we all know how high those mortgage rates have been. Because of that, a lot of homeowners are staying put, investing into and preserving the home they have, like buying a new dishwasher. And it gets delivered too early. If you're ignoring any cracked bricks, basement floor concrete cracks, floor and wall gaps, bowed basement walls, cracked chimneys, you could be ignoring underlying foundation problems. Now, look, I get it. The mortgage rates are starting to drop, so you're probably going, all right, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'll be able to buy that new home that I've been trying to get for the last couple of years. But here's the deal. When it's time to sell your home, do you know that these issues could lead to irreversible damage that will then all of a sudden cause a reduction in your own home's value? So when it's time to sell your house, to buy the house that you've been wanting to get for years now all of a sudden you're not getting much money back. Don't wait any longer. Have Groundworks come out, inspect the problem, and the team's experts will identify your home's issues at the source. Just check out their website, groundworks.com today, and you can book a free inspection. They come on out for free. They tell you exactly what went wrong, how they're going to fix it. They'll give you a no-obligation quote included. All of that they do for free. It's just the job itself you pay for. So check them out online, groundworks.com. Groundworks, there's a reason why. They're the trusted local experts.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The D-line gets thinner. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles got some bad news on Jalen Carter yesterday. It was reported that he underwent a procedure on both of his shoulders. He's out for Monday night's game against the Chargers and is currently considered week to week. Something to keep an eye on as the season progresses. The Birds did get some big help last night, though. The Lions beat the Cowboys 44-30, greatly improving the Eagles' chances to win the NFC East. But they got to take care of their own business. Again, they're traveling to L.A. Monday night to face face the Chargers in a big-time, prime-time matchup trying to stop a 2-game skid. The Sixers had a wild last-second win over the Golden State Warriors last night. They nearly gave up a 24-point lead, but won with a final score of 99-98. Here's how the final call sounded here on the Fanatic.
Maxey dribbles to the right side, hangs, fires, short, rebound up, and in. Bona put it in. .9, Warriors inbound. Melton has it, blocked, and the Sixers win the game, and they storm the court.
It was actually VJ Edgecombe with the final bucket. Tyrese Maxey with the block. A great call by Tom McGinnis. And the Sixers take on the Bucks tonight at 8 p.m. looking to build some momentum. That game up in Milwaukee and live here on the Fanatic. Flyers off until Sunday. We'll talk to head coach Rick Tocchet at 9 a.m. Tony Jones, who covers the Sixers for The Athletic, at 9:30. This update is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Despite wintry conditions and heavy traffic, holidays must go on. That's why Mercedes-Benz SUVs come with the latest safety technology. Find incredible offers at the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration. I'm Connor Thomas for 97.5 The Fanatic.
There are articles and studies for everything.
There certainly are.
Surveys show that a third of employees are scared to do this on the job, and 1 in 5 refuse to do it entirely.
Okay, that's
Don't
the question?
say it yet.
What do you mean?
I want you guys to guess at the end of this segment.
Okay, give it again.
Surveys show that a third of employees are scared to do this on the job, and nearly 1 in 5 refuse to do it entirely.
Drink.
No, I said wait
Hold
till the
on.
end of the
I'm messing
when to
around.
end.
I'm messing around.
Follow rules.
Scared to do this on the job.
All right. Yesterday, Jalen Hurts had his midweek media availability.
Yeah.
Did you get the one that I put that
Yes, I
edited?
did.
All right. Yeah, because sometimes we clip way too much. Like we gotta let it breathe, right? And I did not edit any of this for a reason.
Okay.
So, at what point does Jalen Hurts say, "Screw you guys"? And I'm not talking about media. Take a listen to the back and forth that he has with some media members about the report that he has not been wanting to run the football, which popped up out of nowhere like a week ago. Again, offense is struggling, so we need to.
Somebody had their knives out for Jalen.
We gotta get Jalen in trouble again. Take a listen to the back and forth, and then eventually Jalen's answer about the game planning as well.
Some reporting that maybe you're not as willing to run the ball this year. I was wondering if that's true, or if you approach a season the same way.
Yeah, if you don't mind me asking, what is how we come to that conclusion or rationalize that?
So it wasn't my reporting, but there's been reporting
Okay.
that you don't want to run the ball as much this year.
Okay. I've always been focused on doing whatever it takes to win, and I've always put my energy on trying to bring a game plan and the strategy that week to life. So I'll continue to do that.
Let's pause it there first, Connor.
wait,
Let's pause
answer
it there.
Answer the question.
No.
Just like Jalen, answer the question.
I feel like he's like, what is this new report?
No, how about answering the question? Just answer the question and put it to rest. I've never done that.
Okay.
Like, just answer. Like, I mean,
I
no,
feel
isn't
like-
that isn't
I
it
feel-
simple to say?
Sure, but I feel like he's getting annoyed with the whisper down the lane.
Wait a
stuff.
minute. Then end the whisper down the lane.
Okay.
It's a simple. This is simple.
See, when I heard that yesterday, I heard it like, all right.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Because last week or 2 weeks ago, somebody else brought up a report to Jalen, and he goes, "I got to be honest with you guys. I hear these things from you. Like I don't know how much Jalen is online, but he says I hear this stuff from you."
BS.
Okay.
BS. The Eagles PR department provides every single one of them with a condensed version of all the media reports that are collected.
Okay.
And that includes some of our stuff.
Sure. I think he's getting. I think he's getting
Okay.
like annoyed. It's like here's another report about me about how I'm the problem.
All right, give it to me again then. So if he's asked that question, it is simple to just say, "I've never done that."
Okay.
That's ridiculous. And then the whisper down the lane stops.
All right.
Instead of scoffing at it or doing the long pause, just say, "That's not true." It's over.
Okay.
The minute he says that, it's over. I don't understand. Like you seem like you're almost siding with him being annoyed at it.
Yeah.
Just answer.
I'm with him too.
Just why don't answer the question?
You're a smart man, Connor.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Why would you guys choose the not answer the freaking question? It's so easy.
Well, he kind of did.
No, he didn't.
He said, "I'm still going to do whatever
No,
is best
he
for
didn't.
the team, whatever."
Answer the question.
I think that he's going like, "Oh my God, again, there's another report about me, and this is the reason why we're not looking good on offense."
Then if if he is upset about it, then just answer the question and say, "That's completely false."
All right, well, then it continued because then they started talking about the game plan. Go ahead, Connor.
So I'll continue to do that.
When you do your deep dive into the past, are you looking at the running game too? Is that part of it? Or, I know you're more of a passing game, but
Look at everything, and I have my thoughts. I've always had thoughts. Ultimately, it's not just my thoughts that are going to go out there and foster, what we do. That's not the reality of how it works. It's a lot of trust in Coach Nick. There's a lot of trust in Coach KP, and they lead the way in that. And so, I think as a unit, and more importantly as a quarterback, it's about me going out there and following the direction and the vision and following their rhythm and what they do.
You know what that answer is not? The offense is going to look the way Jalen Hurts wants it to look.
Yeah, that's a little different answer.
That changed.
That the arrogant, the offense is going to look like I want it to look.
What happened to that?
That changed. Because to me, that was the answer when things were going better.
Yeah.
Now when things are going poorly, it's a collective, let's spread the blame. I didn't like that answer.
Oh, well, unless he's upset with the way the offense is.
Well, wait a minute.
You and I are totally on different sides when it comes to this.
To me, I heard that answer, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, so when things are going well, hey, the offense looks the way I want it to look. When things are going poorly, well, this is everybody. So let's spread the blame. When things are going well, the offense looks the way I want it to look.
Where are you side on this one?
And I'm a big Jalen supporter, like a big defender, but I think these answers are crappy.
Yeah, it's a weird flip. I can't tell really if he's kind of saying, hey, not on me as much now that things are not going as well and trying to shirk responsibility. I don't know where it's coming from. I really don't know what
I took it as he's upset with what the offense is. That's how I took it.
Okay.
Because he speaks. What do you say? He confused.
You're Confucius.
Like he won't just say it.
Well,
right?
the offense looks the way you want it to. The offense is the way he wants to run it. Oh no, has that been taken away from him?
Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, no. What I'm saying is, has that been taken away from him? Because it was, honestly, the answer earlier in the year was rather arrogant.
Yeah.
So now that things are struggling. It's wait a minute. Don't just look at me. Look at everybody else too. Because
maybe he's upset with it. I don't know. Listen, I didn't like it. I see some of the people on our YouTube chat.
Because I like Jalen a lot.
I see some of the people on our YouTube chat saying, yeah, here we go, reading too much into everything. As I said going into the break, we are at a point where I will read into everything.
Yep.
Because, I mean, when they start struggling like this, and there's leaks and reports and complaints about the quarterback, the coordinator, the head coach, the wide receiver, like when all this stuff starts coming up, hell yeah, I'm going to read into everything.
Yes.
Because I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on with this football team, that it seems like it's not just we stink at offense, there's issues. And at some point, there's going to be the Tim McManus article in January, much like we got in 2023.
You know Tim's already got a notebook going on.
And there will be the bomb dropped, and we're going to go, oh, boy, okay. Because that's exactly how it went. The day of the Buccaneers playoff game in 2023 was when the big story came out about the offensive mindset. Everybody was butting heads. It came out the day of the Bucs playoff game.
I get what you're saying, and you're not wrong to try and read into stuff to figure out, because clearly there are issues here, and there have been throughout the year. I just have very strongly felt throughout the entirety of every press conference we've listened to, there's never going to be a soundbite that we hear that says, "Oh, okay, that's what's wrong with the Eagles' offense." The only way we will see a fix is what they do on the football field on Monday night against the Chargers. I'm not saying you're wrong to do it, but I'm just at the point where all of this extra noise, press conferences, reports, all of that crap, I do not care until you win a damn football game.
And I think I think you're both, I don't disagree with you. I think you're both being pretty fair with it. You're being fair about it. But I want to ask you, I'm going to ask you again because it really, I think it's one of those things where my mind's going to explode. You really don't listen to Jalen answer those questions and say, there's a direct answer that could be given that could end all the speculation and end all the nonsense.
Tell me the direct answer he's ever given.
I
think he overthinks everything he says.
No, I do. Because to me, why does someone overthink an answer? Because they're not telling you the truth.
Oh, that could be it.
Because they're not telling you the truth. The longer there is a fact, an absolute fact, that the longer your answer is, the more likely you are that you're not telling the truth.
I think that exists in one-on-one conversation. I think press conferences that are going out to thousands and millions of people, being very careful how you say things in the city of Philadelphia, is not so much, hey, you're not telling the truth. It's framing, which could be important for a guy like Jalen Hurts who doesn't want to feed the rat poison.
Okay, did he care about the framing, like when he said, this offense looks exactly the way I want it to look?
No, I mean, I'm sure he's got slip-ups. Maybe that was a time where he stepped outside, and now he's like, hey, I don't want to do that
Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
All right. By the way,
when things go bad.
I'm back to Kensington.
All right, by the way.
Back to Kensington Andrew.
My answer.
I'm overthinking things.
My answer.
Yes.
Scared to use the internet for personal use. At work.
Scared to use the public restroom.
For what?
That's a good answer.
For what specific reason?
Well, then number 2.
Yes.
Is that it?
That is it.
Well, guess what? If they went into ours.
This article is trying to help people in case they have their fears on what sort of methods to use to make sure you do that at home first. and it's way too much time. I don't have that kind of time. Do yoga, do this,
What?
do that.
When do you do yoga? 4 in the morning?
Yeah, exactly. There are specific yoga moves you can do to help the bowel movement.
At
How
4
about
in
this?
the
Drink a
morning?
little coffee. That normally helps, right?
Well, I don't have that fear.
And I don't drink coffee.
Yeah,
All right.
dude.
I ain't got
Anywhere,
no fear.
anytime.
Yeah, I ain't got no fear.
We're ready to roll.
Coming up next.
You have fear of going on this floor, though.
There is a positive saying when one door closes, another door opens. It almost feels like the opposite for the Eagles. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Read some blurbs from an article from Ralph Vacchiano, who does a great job covering the National Football League. He did a deep dive into the Eagles and their recent struggles and whether or not they're headed toward another 2023-like collapse.
Oh, boy.
We'll get to that momentarily, but we have a caller on the line that wants to talk about our recent discussion about the Jalen Hurts press conference from yesterday.
Okay.
And how about he agrees with both of us?
Okay, well, then that somebody is obviously deranged.
Let's go to Dave, or maybe more of you know him as Fit Dad CEO.
What's going on, Dave?
What's up, brother?
What's up, guys?
How you doing, buddy?
Good, good. No, I heard you guys talking about the topic of Hurts's press conference answers and non-answers, and I actually agree with Kincaid's point about the first one, which I know that's odd because me and Kincaid
you're like,
back and
have
forth.
you ever agreed with me ever?
I always love when John gets the, man, I never agree with you, but.
It's sort of like the erectile dysfunction ads where they tell you to call a doctor if it's been 4 hours. You know, like, Dave, get it checked out after this call if you agreed with me.
I actually agree with him on the point of the first point that you made, and if he would have just answered the question, it would have been done. But then in the next point, you guys were talking about how he gave another answer where he basically actually did answer the question, but you just didn't like the answer he gave.
Explain that. Explain a little bit more. What's your opinion on that?
So I just think that it doesn't matter what he says. People are going to pick him apart regardless. And he's going to give his Jalen Hurts answers that he always gives. And you didn't like his answer that he gave when he basically spread the blame amongst the team instead of just saying, it was on me. But then in the first point, you said if he would have just answered the question, then it would have been done and over with. He answered the question in the second part.
Did you understand why, though? The point that I made is that when things were going well, he said it was all his doing.
No, I got that, but he still answered the question, and he gave his point of view on what it was, and maybe at this point it is that it's not all him. Maybe it is Petula, maybe it is the play calling, maybe it is some of his play, which I think it's a combination of all of those things is why the team is not playing well right now. But the point I'm trying to make is I don't think it makes a difference what he says. People are going to pick him apart because they've been doing it his entire career. The dude just won a Super Bowl, and people are still picking him apart. Yeah, we have eyeballs.
Thing is, though, is that I'm not that guy. Like, that's the weird thing is that I'm one of his biggest defenders, but I hate those answers because I don't like it when anyone, coach or player, just doesn't answer a question that could be answered simply that could then end all the chitter-chatter. End it all.
But how would he answer that question simply?
Well, he could say, okay, the second question, I'm going to answer you. The second question, he could say, if it has changed, he could go, well, right now it is collectively everybody is to blame. And before I told you the offense was exactly the way I wanted it to look, it's not that way anymore.
Okay, but he gave the answer that you didn't like is what my point is. He still answered the question. It's just that you didn't like the question.
Well, obviously
the answer that he gave.
Because obviously something has changed from his bravado of before when they were undefeated
or something changed, and as Nick Sirianni would say, I'm not going to get into it. That's a competitive
or
advantage.
Or he could say that. Or he could
whatever.
Give us that.
Yeah.
Like, give us an explanation as to what changed is all I'm asking is for just a little more clarification.
I agree. So then the follow-up question that people were doing their job at these pressers, they would follow up and ask that specific question. Well, what has changed from your attitude before?
Here's the only problem is, and it's just something too that makes it hard, is they police. They you don't like people always say, well, the follow-up question should have been. That's not the way it works. They tell you at the Eagles press conference, they go, the next question will be Jeff McClain, and then it's going to be Andrew Pacheco. They literally, you don't get to just say, like, okay, well, now I'm going to ask 3 questions, so they don't let you do that. But I get your point. I mean, I get your point.
So Dave, real quick, and by the way, we love your work, man. What you do on social media, Fit Dad CEO, you're awesome, man. It's tremendous.
Thanks.
You're like a vibes guy, right? Like sometimes I see you in the YouTube chat, like you might get upset when there's like the negative talk about the Eagles, especially when they're winning. I'm curious because you're a great barometer for this. How are you feeling about the Eagles right now?
It's weird. So I was listening to Kurt Warner a couple times this week on a couple different outlets, and I actually agree with him more that we can still turn it around if we get these next 2 games in check. And if we get these next 2 games in check, I actually still feel good going into the playoffs. I'm not saying we're going to make a Super Bowl run or anything, but I do think that we can turn it around and actually make a run in the playoffs.
So wait a minute. In other words, you agree with me on a lot of things.
Yeah, man.
You and I are like lockstep then.
No. Yeah, basically.
See?
I mean, we're pretty much on the same page.
So there it is.
Yeah,
So-
you gotta get that checked out,
to
Dave.
get
It's
to
it's a scary place to be, brother. Trust me.
All right.
man.
Thank
We
you, Dave.
appreciate it. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, Dave.
See you guys.
buddy.
There he is, Fit Dad, CEO. How about that?
He's got some funny stuff with the kids stuff. It's very
Dude, he's
funny.
awesome. Yeah.
I always laugh at parental stuff on like the
'cause
social media
you
reels.
understand it.
Yeah, and I laugh at stuff with any kind of parental stuff. Always makes me laugh.
He does a great job at it. All right, so Ralph Vacchiano wrote this big article about sort of the struggles with the Eagles, and he talked about how there's still a lot of talk about how they want to rely on the ground game, and it's just not working. Like for people that he is talking to, the Eagles are still like, man, if we get this figured out. And it's like, well, is it going to get figured out? I don't think so, because I don't know how the offensive line like all of a sudden just plays better. Like I don't. You might have it for a game, right? Like Saquon, 13 carries, 53 yards, actually wasn't bad against the Bears, but they never had the ball because the Bears were just killing clock. We've seen a couple of Saquon games, but nowhere near the norm.
No.
So he had a great line in his article about the Eagles' offense. He says, what makes their current predicament so perplexing? The Eagles plug one hole on offense, and then another one appears. They find a way to make one star player happy, and then another one starts to look miserable. They are still winning games thanks to mostly their defense, though even that has fallen apart lately, giving up 898 yards over the past 2 weeks, including a ridiculous 281 yards on the ground against the Bears. The Eagles are convinced they still have plenty of time to figure out their problems, but at the same time, they are well aware that time is running out. There are still plenty of Eagles who experienced that collapse at the end of the 2023 season, who remember that when things fall apart, they fall apart fast. So, look, I hope that it's not 2023. You know how I feel. I'm worried as all get out. I don't think that they're making some miraculous Super Bowl run. I just don't want to continue to see this spiral out of control. Like, get me to the playoffs first. Like these issues, and he's spot on. Like, all right, AJ needs the ball more. We get AJ the ball. Now there's other issues. Right? Like, it's whatever is going on with this Eagles offense, they can't find one solution that's going to make everything work. The solution is getting the ground game going, which it's not going to.
It's not.
And that's how I got to my point of just being upset.
I'm going to tell you that by January the 5th, when we come into work, I believe we will be saying that the passing game's better, the rush game is better. So I think we're going to feel much better when the playoff field is set. We're going to be like, okay, well, the running game's been much better as of late. The passing game's been much better as of late. And now, then there's going to be a bunch of people that are going to be taping those ankles and climbing back up on the bandwagon. They'll be right back on that bandwagon.
By the way, all the YouTube...
And there will be people that I will be saying, out, get out.
YouTube people.
Get off.
Dave, the caller, is Fit Dad CEO, who is a part of the YouTube community. So, like, that's who he is. Come on, man. Know your fellow community member.
Know your fellows.
Never assume people know, man. That's
Coming up next, an Eagles rookie needs to make an impact on Monday. It is Kincade and Salciunas, and I have a wild story to tell you about.
Dishwashers?
No, but it's an issue that I don't think anybody thought about when they made cars that can drive on their own. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Another injury for the Birds. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles had another big injury loss yesterday as it was announced that Jalen Carter underwent a procedure on both of his shoulders. He's going to be out for Monday night's matchup with the Chargers and is currently listed as week to week. Something to keep an eye on as the Eagles continue to make their push to the playoffs. They got some big help with their push for the division crown as Detroit beat the Cowboys 44-30 last night. They've got work to do of their own, though, the Birds do. They're heading to L.A. to face the Chargers Monday night, so we'll be keeping an eye on who's available for that game. Sixers had a nuts last-second win over the Warriors last night. Kind of wish it didn't get to that point. They surrendered a 24-point lead and then had to come back in the final seconds. A 99-98 final. And wow, what a moment by VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey at the end of the game. They talked about the final sequence.
I just tried to make a play, and then, he made a hell of a play blocking the shot because he had a clean layup. Mel was not making that. I'm not taking my chances. Reset probably around like a 4-2 or something.
Edgecombe with the tip-in winner. Tyrese Maxey with the game-saving block after that. Sixers are back on the court tonight up in Milwaukee facing the Bucks at 8 p.m. You can hear that game live here on the Fanatic. Flyers are off until Sunday. We'll talk to head coach Rick Tocchet at 9 a.m. Tony Jones of The Athletic at 9:30. This update's brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Tullamore Dew, when it's game time, it's Tully time. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the Best Birds coverage. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
up. Emoji with the hand to the face. Yes, Ty Robinson's going to have to step up on Monday.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
He is. I mean, I'm not saying step up like play 80 snaps. Jalen Carter's out against a run-heavy Chargers team. All right? So you have Jordan Davis, who will be there. And then you got Moro Ojomo, or Ojima, or Ojomo, because it changes every other week.
It does.
And you're going to have to rotate somebody else in. They're not going to play 100% of the snaps. So when Ty Robinson is out there, a guy that you use a fourth-round draft pick on, not a seventh-round draft pick, a fourth-round draft pick on, that there was a lot of excitement for this player coming out of the draft. And then as Andrew DeCecco told us, during camp, this is like he didn't like rewrite history yesterday when he talked about him, but during camp, he was having a rough camp, Ty Robinson. He's going to have to step up for what, 20, 15 snaps on Monday?
Yeah, probably.
I would think maybe a little more.
I was thinking a little bit less.
So I was thinking 20 snaps.
Yeah, 15, 20.
Yeah, 20 snaps.
He's going to have to step up. Like, he can't get just pushed around. Like, they're going to – you lost Jalen Carter. And, oh, by the way, Jalen Carter is not just run defense. Jalen Carter is also the pressure up the middle,
correct,
which then allows Jalen Phillips, Nolan Smith, and Jalix Hunt to collapse on the outside.
And I would believe that you would have better luck potentially with that being a potential to be okay than the run, that they're going to maybe be able to run over him more.
Yeah.
That's what I would guess.
Well, and as Andrew told us during camp, that was the biggest issue, was that he was getting too high on the point of attack, and then he would get pushed by the interior offensive linemen that are gigantic.
Correct.
They're going to need Ty Robinson to play well on Monday. He can't be like a
liability.
Right, exactly. Like
if he's mediocre, it might be okay.
We complain about Adoree Jackson. We complain about this guy. We complain about that guy. We can also say that a rookie is going to have to not be an issue for you on Monday.
Correct. Yeah. That's a very fair. Yeah. That's very, very fair. Just don't be a problem. Just don't be a big issue on Monday. Can we have that?
Yes, please. They need it. Yes. They need it. Like, they need it. All right. You're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN, HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station, broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. Have a couple texts ready, Connor. But before I tell you, or before you tell us some text messages, did you see this story from Los Angeles and the Waymo robo-taxi?
No.
I did.
Connor saw it because when I teased it going to the break, Connor got my ear and said, oh, dude, I saw this. Great story.
No.
So Waymo is a robo-taxi. It's
okay.
Driverless
Which
car.
I'm not doing.
Those things freak me out.
I am not doing it. And I'm not doing it in Vegas, by the way.
So it's not Vegas, Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
So it has gotten better. These robo cars have gotten better when it comes to following the rules of the street. Light's green, it drives. Light is red, it stops. Light is a left turn green, it drives.
Now, that's not the rules of the road that I know here. But
they have gotten better. It still freaks the hell out of me.
Okay.
It's like analytics. Yeah, sure, it works. But what if something doesn't? Or what if there's some other... Should you go for 2 when, if you don't get it, you're down 9? I don't think that's the case.
No, I think it's pretty
that's a dumb idea.
I think it's a dumb thing to do that, yes.
There was an issue. Police officers, it was a car chase.
Okay.
They were able to pull over this guy. There was 4 cop cars, guns out, guys on the ground, hands behind his head, right? So the police officers did their job, but they have yet to approach the guy on the ground, the suspect.
All right.
So they're still outside of their car. They're about to approach. Well, the left turn green light turned. So the robo car,
oh no,
that is not necessarily understanding of the situation, is driving and getting in the way of the police officers.
Oh no.
Now, fortunately, it did not run over the guy on the street because, by the way, it was very close. The guy was laying down in the road. It almost ran over the guy.
See, my car, I don't know about your car. I have a Camry hybrid. My car will not let me do that.
Right, you'll get the beep, 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 beep.
No, my car stops.
Yeah.
My car does if I was about to hit the car in front of me, my car stops.
No, but
If
there's
I'm
no
about-
car. He was just driving in between the police looking at the
no,
guy.
I got you.
So it
Meanwhile,
wasn't a
police
obstructed
officers
road.
are yelling at the car thinking there's a
Thinking
driver
someone's in it.
saying, stop,
Right,
or
right,
drive
right.
through, because then it stopped.
Right.
And it's nobody. It's a robo-car. These are the things that,
You don't think of.
It sounds great. Like, oh, man, that
This is
robo-car,
fun, yes.
like, that's awesome. And then they realize, oh, man, the non-human that is operating this car does not realize, oh, there's a standoff going on here. Maybe I shouldn't proceed to drive.
Didn't build it into the algorithm. We'll go back to the drawing board.
Now, the one thing is, you guys don't have it. We don't have it. We don't have it here.
Right.
But we had it. We had it before the girls left Atlanta.
Okay.
The mobile pizza delivery.
Oh, sure.
The driverless pizza delivery that actually would come down the street and deliver pizzas and come to your place.
Yeah.
Which is, to me, like ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Now, there are parts of Atlanta where they do not do that because people would just literally, they would rob it. They would rob it. They only do that in certain communities because there's parts where that pizza delivery guy, they tried it and it didn't last.
It didn't work.
And Shaq was like, how stupid could you be with that? Don't do that.
Well, the Waymo's got to go back to the drawing board a little
There's
bit
no
here.
way I'm getting in one of those.
No, I'm not either.
There's no way.
I'd try it.
I wouldn't.
Can I ask you guys one question from last night?
Sure.
When you're watching that game,
Yes. Lions-Cowboys.
if I had a drinking game last night, I would have been loaded in the second quarter every time that I heard Kirk Herbstreit refer to the coach of the Dallas Cowboys as Shoddy.
Oh, yeah. You don't like the nickname.
That doesn't bother me at all.
It's ridiculous. Shoddy. I bet Shoddy's going to do this. Shoddy, I know Shoddy likes to do this. And Shoddy, it's like this. And here's the, while we're at it, that's terrible. By the way, that's not good. But even worse, if you are a sideline reporter and you do like pregame or between periods reporter or anything like that, I did that job for many years. In fact, a young, talented Erin Andrews once took my job after I left it, and look what happened to her, Dancing with the Stars and $10 million a year, whatever she makes. I've done that job. Don't refer to the players by their nickname. You're not their teammate. When you're interviewing them,
It bothers you a lot.
It's
Yeah, I
not
can't
because
believe you.
because it's not professional.
So
it's
like,
not. Hey Schwarbs. Hey Schwarbs. What's
I'm,
your thing? Hey Coots.
I'm
What's
in the middle
It's not no
between you two. Like, I get where John's coming from.
It's not the way to do the job.
But I don't. You're like vitriol.
Here's what
toward it.
I'm going to tell you.
It's insane to me.
Here's what I will tell you. Having been embedded with teams, having worked with teams, traveled with teams, been every single game with teams, players don't like it. Players don't like. They don't like it. Like, it's not like, hey Schwarbs, what do you think? No. That's the players talking amongst themselves.
Sure.
You're not part of
Why
the
does
team.
it bother you so much?
Because it's not professional.
Who is it hurting?
It's not about who's hurting.
Yes,
it's
it
about,
is.
No, it isn't. It's about professionalism.
You cannot like it, but
It's about
It
professionalism
bothers you
doing the
too
job.
much. It bothers you too much. I'll say it.
It is
A
a
lot.
it is a professionalism of doing the job.
I understand.
You're not part. You're
That's
not
why I
part
said
of
I'm in the
team.
middle of you two guys here. But like, I think you're too laissez-faire than Connor, but I think you're way over the top.
Hey Schwarbs. Hey Marshy. Hey Coots.
bro, do you know
Hey,
how
thanks.
stupid this life is and what people might do for a living and all
And
of
you
the
know-
different things you could do on this planet and, calling someone by a nickname
and
is
you-
too unprofessional?
There are some NHL players who this week were getting ripped for, and some NBA players that got ripped around a month ago for the same thing, for bringing this up, saying, you're not part of the team. You're not. Our nicknames are our nicknames, and it's not. We call each other those. We know each other. We're
Right.
friends.
And that's the players, right? But they're not talking about you, me, or Andrew, so I don't really care if
Coming
they call
up at
someone by a
9 o'clock,
nickname.
we're going to speak with Talk.
no, we're
That-
not.
Yeah.
We're going to speak with Talk coming up at 9 o'clock.
No, you're
What's up,
not.
Doc? How you
Yo, what's
doing?
up, Talk? Let's go. Yeah, good. Yeah, Flyers are playing some good hockey right now, Coach.
Coach Talkett.
Coach Talk. I'm going to go Coach Talk on him.
Hey,
You should.
that's amazing.
All right.
I'm sure you wouldn't mind.
Hit us with a text message. What do we got, Connor? Our questions for you today. Does last night, the Cowboys losing to the Lions, relieve some of the concerns for you, or are you more concerned with the Eagles' flaws specifically? And has anybody given me a good example as to why people don't like Darius Slay?
So we got to check in here on Slay, and this texter says, with the drama surrounding the team right now, pulling Slay through waivers would add a personality we don't need distracting them. Earlier in the season, this would have been a different conversation.
But they're looking at Slay being a distraction to the Eagles?
Yeah,
because people
drama.
don't like the podcast.
But the players love him.
Right, the players love him.
The players love him. The players in the defensive backs room, he is like their greatest hero. They adore him.
By the way, I'm going to say this as respectfully as possible. There were a lot of people that celebrated the return of a guy that plays like 8 snaps. Right? Brandon Graham.
Thank you, 97.5.
If this guy comes back, he's your starting corner. Think about it for a second. He's your starting outside corner. Unless he's really is cooked.
Right.
Like people just assumed because it wasn't going well in Pittsburgh. I don't know. I would welcome back a guy that also was a part of the last 2 Super Bowl teams and won one.
I would absolutely, I would go drive.
As your starting outside corner every snap.
No, I'd send him away, Mo.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't do that.
He'll get it done.
All right, coming up next, we have today's headlines with Connor Thomas. It is Kincade Salciunas on this Football Friday, 97.5 The Fanatic. Fridays presented to us by our friends at Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Driving to great deals at the fall sales event at Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Get wicked good deals all month long on a Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram. Visit norristown Chrysler Dodge sportsupdate.com. Before we get to headlines, 3 things. 1, hit me with another text message on any
Don't
of our
hit 'em.
topics. 2,
Sometimes I'd like to.
2, all is right in the world because Fit Dad CEO disagrees with you again.
Oh, good. Okay.
3, I never knew this about Rocky. I'll tell you in a minute. What we
About
got?
Rocky.
He's Italian. All right, Darren in Westchester says, definitely more concerned about the Eagles regardless of the Lions-Cowboys game. The help doesn't make much of a difference.
Yeah, I mean, look, it helps them winning a division, right? Like, that helps.
Well,
Because
you're getting a home game guaranteed.
Right. But ultimately, do I think right now, did last night do anything for my opinion the other day that they're not going to go on some run to the Super Bowl? No, it did not change that. No. I agree with the texter. But to winning the division, that is a step in the right
That's a huge step.
That's not a bad thing.
Because if the
Like,
Cowboys won yesterday, man, would today have been scary.
There you
we
go.
have our own problems. It's
Yeah.
like if you run a business and your competitor goes out of business and you still can't sell your product. It's like, I guess it helps, but we got to figure out our crap.
Fit Dad disagrees with your anger toward the nicknames.
Okay. What is his,
It's
what
not
is his point?
It's not hurting anyone.
enough of this not hurting
and this
anybody's stuff.
profession isn't that serious.
It's not hurting
We aren't
anybody's
addressing.
stuff.
We aren't addressing the
Yes.
president.
I will tell you point blank that having done that job many, many years, it is not something that players tend to like. That the players don't tend to like it.
Can't wait to talk to Talk. 9 o'clock. Head coach of the
please
Flyers.
stop.
Talk. Lastly, did not know this. I'm a big Rocky fan. Like, I know people are like, it's old and they don't like how it bled into the way we act as fans sometimes.
Can I roll my eyes anymore?
You don't like the third down.
I don't like
at the
having.
link.
I don't like that we have to do it for the opening kickoff of every freaking game 50 years later.
I never knew. Speaking of 50 years later, literally next year is the 50-year anniversary of
Yes.
the first Rocky movie.
Yes.
So do you remember the scene when he goes to the arena the night before? You know what I'm talking about. He couldn't sleep.
Sure, yeah.
Okay,
He couldn't
right.
sleep,
All
so
right.
he goes out. And there's the big poster of him, right? And Apollo. There's one
Okay,
poster of
right.
Apollo.
Sure.
And they got the gloves on. And there's the scene where he's talking to the fight director. Hey, the poster's wrong. I'm wearing white shorts with a red stripe. Whereas the poster has red shorts, white stripe. They're the reverse. All right? They actually messed up the poster.
Oh, really?
But because they had the first Rocky, the budget was like $5. They had no money.
No, exactly.
So instead of just like saying maybe nobody will notice, Sylvester
Decided
Stallone
to make it.
turned that into a scene.
You know, Mike Sealski's doing a book right now.
I heard about it. Yeah.
And he is doing a deep dive
I'm
into
sure
this.
it's going to be.
I cannot wait
knowing his writing, I'm sure it's
I
going to be
can't wait
tremendous.
to read it and everything like that. That's the first Rocky, right?
Yes.
And so that's the
They
Spectrum.
had no budget.
And that's the Spectrum, too.
Yeah.
There you go.
But how about that? He just turned it into a scene. All right. Time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
Brought to us by who?
Our friends over at the Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Visit lundylaw.com. That's lundylaw.com. I want to remind you guys, we do have a break coming up because you can talk about this for hours, I'm sure. Shout out to Temple. They have the top recruiting class in the American. How about that, boys? What are your thoughts?
Well,
They've
it's
never
Coach
done
Keeler.
it before.
Coach Keeler, that's the thing that was when they first hired him. Great recruiter, right? That's what we heard about. And it's a shame that they did not become bowl eligible when they had 3 chances to do it. They had 5 wins, and they lost their last 3.
It's the 2 military academies, the ones that are going to haunt them. But still, though.
The Navy lost where they blew it at the end, and the Army game where that was just a snooze fest. But look, that's a big step in the right direction for
Yes.
a program that needs life.
Fantastic job, Coach.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
proud of
happy
you.
for you guys.
We're proud of
And
you.
Hopefully it's bowl eligibility this next year.
That'd be great.
Nice.
By the way, take a peek where Penn State is in the recruiting class.
By the way,
150
behind Harvard.
150th?
They're down there.
They're
Yeah.
behind Harvard.
Yeah.
But you know they made a smart move firing their coach.
We are.
Talk about overvaluing your brand.
We are not. Let's talk about a major streak that came to an end last night. LeBron James had scored 10-plus points in 1,297 consecutive games.
That's wild.
And the way he lost the streak, honestly, you got to respect it.
Here he goes, Reeves to James. Kick it, corner, Rui the winner to win the game. Rui wins it, and James gave him the basketball.
Pat passes up the chance to keep his record, to kick it to the corner to Rui Hachimura for the game-winning shot.
Now, you know he was getting ripped just this week for keeping that
The streak alive.
Saying stat
in the
padding and everything. Yeah.
in the stat padding in the LA media. So that may have prompted.
Right. So, like, I know when you hear that, you go, 10 points for LeBron James. Like, is that all that impressive? So think about this for a couple things. One, he's been playing forever. Two, that means he had not exited games like early on, right? The ability for him to still be playing at the age of 40 is miraculous. So I looked it up. Do you know who, now that active streak is over, do you know who now is the new active leader?
I do not.
How about Kevin Durant?
Ooh.
Over 1,000 less games.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
267 games is his streak of at least 10 points in a game. LeBron's was almost 1,300 games.
Oh, my gosh.
1,297 is the equivalent of almost 16 straight seasons of NBA basketball.
That's amazing.
It's absurd.
So, like, you might think, like, 10 points for, like, Iverson would go out there every night and score 10, right? Because he can. It's harder because of injuries and because of all kinds of things.
You and I, one of we tend to have sometimes very differing opinions on things, but LeBron James, I mean, we've gotten to see greatness.
Oh yeah, we've
gotten to see immense greatness.
Yeah. By the way, Michael Jordan had the previous record before
And how long
LeBron
was his?
broke it. His was 866.
Yeah.
So LeBron broke it by over 400 consecutive games.
Let's wrap up with someone who's not breaking any records. Did you guys see what happened in the Buffalo, Ohio college football game?
I'm sorry, I missed.
Is this the one where the young man ran out of bounds?
Oh, yeah. Take a listen.
Victor Snow with space makes the catch. And you're not going to catch this guy, but he stepped out of bounds. Snow, when it looked like he was in the clear, stepped out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
And what are we all going to think?
No, there's nothing else that anybody should think.
They were down 28-13, and he had, not a walk-in touchdown because there was a guy that could have caught him, but you had no one in front of you, and he just turned left.
He was scoring that touchdown.
There
His
was
controller
no one
disconnected.
there was no one in front of him.
And it's a shame because that kid could be completely innocent. But what is everybody's brain going to...
Well, why would he do it? Explain it to me. Explain to me any other...
I got to get out of bounds.
He's down 28-13.
What was it? What point of the game was it?
It's 28-13. You're down 2 scores.
I'm just saying. Maybe he's thinking this guy's going to catch me.
Situationally,
let me go out of bounds. No, it made. No, I'm trying to think. Why would he? Don't try to think. Why would he do this?
There's no explanation for that.
Right, because
so think of it that way.
Two options: stupid or guilty.
No,
take your pick.
There's something wrong.
But it's amazing.
There.
That's where we're at. In society, it's immediate.
I mean, he makes and look at the cut that he makes.
Yeah, it was weird.
He just goes left.
It's it was unbelievable. Just that's
very suspect.
If you haven't seen it, go look up the video. Look up Buffalo wide receiver.
By the way, drop 2, just as you know, too, is don't drop sus. Drop sus if you everybody.
I've never said sus.
You've never been a sus. I've heard you use sus.
I've never been a trend guy.
Yeah, so just drop sus.
Have you met me?
Yes. Yeah, you've never been a trend guy.
Sus is still fun.
Oh, man, I'm wearing the same sweater and jeans that I've had for 10 years. You think I'm a trend guy?
Not that trendy.
All right, coming up next. I made the internet very angry yesterday, Johnny, with something that I said about Jalen Hurts. I would like to hear how I'm wrong other than just being called an idiot. Maybe
we're gonna stop texting.
Maybe we can get a real response next. It is Kincade and Salciunas 97.5 to Fanatic.
Are you getting ready to move? Are you going to organize that garage finally, Joe? Or are you going to clean out that attic? Or are you going to remodel at your house? Well, you need the Bagster, the dumpster in a bag. Or do you got to clean out an area, or maybe you've got people coming over for the holidays and there's just an area where you've got to get the junk out of the house? A 3 cubic yard dumpster in a bag is exactly what you need. You can buy it at Home Depot, Lowe's, or local home improvement stores, and it's just $29.99. It's simple. It's easy to use. Whatever your cleanup plans are, the Bagster can handle it. And I'm telling you, since I can set one up, I can promise you that you can too. Carry it out under your arm. It's easy. And there's no time limits. It's completely on demand. So when you want to use the Bagster, you set it up, you fill it up. You get all that junk out of your house, and then you schedule the pickup, and it'll be gone. Go to thebagster.com and find the store nearest you where you can go pick one up. I promise you this, everyone around your house is going to be very, very happy that you finally got rid of the junk in your home. And maybe you're going to actually be able to put a car in the garage now because everybody knows you can clean it up with the Bagster. It's the dumpster in a bag.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Carter now week to week. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles had another big injury loss yesterday as it was announced that Jalen Carter underwent a procedure on both of his shoulders. He's out for Monday night against the Chargers and is currently considered week to week. The Birds did get some help last night in the Thursday night game. Dallas lost to the Lions, a 44-30 final. That greatly helps the Eagles' chances of winning the NFC East. But they've got their own work to take care of. Heading to L.A. to face the Chargers on Monday night, a big-time primetime game with a 2-game losing streak to try and snap. Sixers, well, they had a wild win of their own last night. They beat the Warriors, and they nearly gave up a 24-point lead, down 1 in the final seconds.
Maxey dribbles to the right side, hangs, fires, short, rebound up, and in! Bona put it in! .9, Warriors inbound, Melton has it, blocked, and the Sixers win the game, and they storm the court!
An incredible sequence and a great call by Tom McGinnis. It was actually VJ Edgecombe with the winner for the Sixers. Tyrese Maxey with the chase down block of Melton to end it. The Sixers will take on the Bucks tonight at 8 p.m. in Milwaukee on the back end of a back-to-back. You can hear that game live here on the Fanatic. Flyers are off until Sunday, but we'll talk to head coach Rick Tocchet coming up at 9 a.m. Tony Jones, who covers the Sixers for The Athletic, joins us at 9:30. This update's brought to you by Super Shore. Do you own a small business? You need to hear this. A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get Super Shore. Not kind of shore, not pretty shore, but Super Shore coming soon. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds coverage, 97.5 The Fanatic.
It is 8:27 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. By the way, shout out to our man Michael Westwood yesterday. He had the Lions.
Money line.
And the Lions got the win. So no free picks for the rest of the year. He was chesty yesterday.
Little chesty.
And look, it benefited the Eagles.
You could get free picks from us, but they won't win.
Well, that comes your way at like 9:40.
By the way, D'Lo asks if Victor Snow, he says, do we think maybe he was just looking down and saw the white sideline paint turned into black and blue and thought it was
It is weird sideline paint. I'm watching the video, too. This is the player that ran out of bounds.
No, because you wouldn't change your path.
Yeah, it was weird.
He knows, a wide receiver knows the field. He is not doing
Yeah, most of the time. I did have a time where I was playing one of the first years I played football, and I dove at the 10-yard line thinking it was the goal line.
That's actually hilarious. That's so you. That's
and more
awesome.
importantly, too, I mean, this is his field.
Oh, okay, so it's a home game. Yeah.
This is his field, too.
By the way, it was the third quarter, so the whole, trying to stop clock.
And he's down 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it was.
And that's a little.
It looks like he looks over his shoulder, sees the guy behind him, and I wonder if he's a guy that doesn't like getting hit. Just a guess.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not going to get. I don't think he's getting caught to you.
Or he had the spread. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll tell you who's going to find out.
Yeah, well,
FBI, open up.
They'll be looking into it.
I got to tell you though, that's suspicious stuff, and it's a shame, but that's where we're at.
Yeah. Nathaniel checks in on our YouTube chat about the Darius Slay. Slay would leave every game last year. He was turning into Jason Peters. Also, how is the GM and owner not more upset about the offense?
He did leave.
He would leave.
He did leave a lot of games. He did leave a lot of games. He did do the Jason Peters thing. He did do the what Lane did a lot.
But
this
it wasn't
year.
it wasn't like that. Like, he would come back like a couple plays later. I don't know. There is a weird thing with this city. I got to come up with my list of my weird hatreds.
Yes, please.
But there's a weird relationship or lack of relationship with this city and Darius Slay, and I still don't understand it. Like, was him coming off the field for a few plays really that much of a factor last year? Clearly not. It wasn't a factor 3 years ago either when they got to the Super Bowl.
No.
And in 2023, he probably should not have spoken the truth on his podcast, but he spoke the truth. He did not play poorly. The rest of the defense did, but you don't want to hear that. Like, I get it. I didn't like it either. I ripped him for it, too. But I don't like this weird hatred. Do we have any more texts on it? And then I'll tell you how I made the internet angry yesterday.
Yeah, we don't, but I have something that's always seemed like anti-Philadelphia with Darius Slay that I want to throw out there.
What's that?
He was one of the first people that I can remember that got real buddy-buddy with other players on other teams. Like, would be talking with the other wide receiver, like, friendly-wise. He was one of the faces of those.
Yeah,
I feel like that doesn't really...
you know what? I get where you're... Was that a text, or are you saying that?
No, that's me.
All right, I get where you're coming from, but it was... Like, last year, there was a video. If you remember, do you guys remember what game I'm about to talk about?
No.
All right. The Eagles-Bucks game last year, when Darius Slay and Mike Evans were both like, man, we both made it 10-plus years. Like, and I go, that's a respect thing. But do you remember Avante?
Yeah, you play video
you still want to play Fortnite later? Do you remember that?
Yes.
It was so weird. It was gross. Like,
no, I'm not.
Hey,
that
man,
was stupid. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Eagles are down like 65 points in that game, and I'm getting mic'd up. Avante Maddox talking about, oh, you want to play Fortnite later?
Let's not pretend like we love Avante Maddox. Like that's the thing. Philadelphia,
people stopped loving him because he stopped being good.
Part of our sports fandom is based on hatred.
No, I mean, I honestly, I've never understood, because to me, what we got out of Darius Slay in this town, we got every dollar.
Yeah, I really don't understand,
because he never really broke the bank here.
No,
and he
was worth every penny.
He absolutely delivered.
And don't get me wrong, love Slay.
And I know you're not. I know you're not.
Right.
You're playing you're playing devil's advocate of it. I always felt though the only thing I've ever taken him to task for really was the pointing fingers thing.
Yeah, the podcast. I know. Yeah, I didn't like it either. But like, even like the year when they decide, remember, they picked James Bradbury over him, but then the market wasn't there, so Slay came back. Remember, they released him and then they reworked the deal. Like, we're lucky that happened, right? We're very lucky that happened. Or 2024, you don't have him. I don't know if they win the Super Bowl without him last year. Because now you're forcing James Bradbury on the field alongside Quinyon Mitchell.
I promise you, if you ask Vic Fangio would say he was a major part of them winning a championship last year, the entirety of the year. And if you ask Quinyon Mitchell, just listen to Quinyon Mitchell. Quinyon Mitchell raves about this guy. And the amount of time, the respect that I have for veteran players towards the end of their careers that are actually willing to take time to groom the players who are going to take their jobs and take their paychecks away from them is amazing. And he's one of them.
Not just that, he played under Matt Patricia here after being very, very vocally against him when leaving Detroit.
Right.
The guy swallowed his pride multiple times here for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Doesn't get the respect he deserves.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, so yesterday, this station, we posted a video of one of our topics. And a bit of a content, right? It's great. And the messaging of the tweet was Jalen Hurts is not the guy to carry a team. And I understand how we work. We read that and we get angry.
So did somebody not watch the video?
Correct.
Okay.
I would like somebody to actually chime in on this via the text line or phone line at 610-632-0975 after actually listening to the full explanation. And other than just saying you're an idiot, give me the reasoning why. So, again, I make it very clear that I think Jalen Hurts is a winner. I make it very clear that Jalen Hurts helps you win.
Yes.
I do not say that they win in spite of Jalen Hurts, like maybe somebody on our afternoon show was sort of getting at a couple days ago.
I think, or at least it seemed like it was going that direction.
Correct. I think Jalen Hurts is a big part of the reasoning that they win. But tell me what he did last year during the season. Look, obviously he balled out in the NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl. I'm not saying he can't carry you for a game or two, and thank God those were two pretty big games to carry you in. But, last year they literally had to run the football. They had to stop throwing the ball. He did not carry the team last year. Can we all agree that Saquon Barkley carried the Eagles offensively last year?
Saquon Barkley was the team MVP.
Yeah.
Right. And
period.
In 2022, Jalen Hurts was tremendous.
He was.
With A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and all the weapons and everything. But other than that year, has there been a year where, 2021, they had to run the football?
Well, 2021 was his first.
No,
full
I get
year
it, but
I don't count that year as okay. Let's start dissecting a quarterback's first year as a starter.
I hear you.
You know what I say is a quarterback's first year as a starter. He went to the playoffs.
I got you.
I'm going to give it that.
I just I don't view if somebody says the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl this year, they tell me, hey, I saw my crystal ball, and the Eagles won the Super Bowl. I don't think I'm going to say, all right, so Jalen threw for 4,000 yards in the regular season, 30 touchdowns.
Okay, I get you.
2 picks.
I get you. The picture you see in your head is not Jalen being the guy who has the broadest shoulders for 17 weeks and then 3 or 4 more in the playoffs.
And that's what I mean by
who takes issue with that?
Well, they see just the words,
right? Exactly,
and then they get upset. Am I wrong?
No, because the facts don't back it up. The facts back up what you're saying.
That's not me saying he can't win. He clearly can.
Right, and the facts don't back it. The facts back up that Jalen Hurts is more of a game manager type quarterback,
which I celebrate.
And I don't have any problem with that.
Right. And oh, by the way,
I think that's great.
Oh, by the way, let's call it like it is. Right now, they kind of need him to carry them.
They need more. And so this is where you got to step up. And you know what?
And he's not doing it.
And when they needed more in the Super Bowl, he came through.
Yes, he did.
He came through big time.
And that was a game.
When they needed more when they needed more in Super Bowl 57, he came through.
Correct.
If not for his stupid one right knee.
Yeah. But I'm talking about a whole season. There's a reason why there's 5 quarterbacks where you're going to say they win and lose because of that guy.
I think that's fair.
Right? Last year, they won 13 games because Saquon Barkley was the 2024 version of Eric Dickerson.
He was amazing.
That's all I'm saying.
He was amazing.
Well, people get upset. I get it.
And Saquon was selfless, by the way, about his numbers.
Yes.
Last year, because all Saquon was about was trying to win a championship.
All right, coming up next, even though he did want to go for the record, but
he did.
But
when he was asked and told, he did what was best for his team.
The NFC playoff picture updated again after yesterday's game. Thank you, Detroit Lions. We love you. It's going to be a crazy ride to the end of this season.
Wild.
We'll get into it coming up next. It is Kincade and Salciunas. Your text messages as well on this Football Friday, 97.5 The Fanatic. .42 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. We have a busy 9 o'clock hour. And we got talk coming up. You stop. 9 o'clock.
No, when you're addressing him.
Mr. Talkett?
No,
Hello.
Coach. Hey, Coach.
Hello, Mr. Talkett.
No, Coach
Thank you
is
for coming on
no,
the show
you
today.
don't have to say that. Now, you see, here's where you can't keep the argument to what it is. You don't go, hey, Coots. Coots, how was that first period goal, Coots?
Mr. Couturier.
Hey, Schwarbs, Tell us about that.
Mr. Schwarber.
Marshy, no, you don't have to do that. You can just be professional.
Mr. Marsh.
Brandon.
The honorable head coach, Rick
No,
Tocchet.
you don't have to do that. You can just be professional. You can just be professional because that's the job.
You're right.
You're not part of the team.
You're right, Mr. Kincade.
You are not part of the team. You're not a fan. You are not there to be a fan.
I'm a fan.
No, you're not there doing that job as a fan.
Let's do that Taki hockey, baby.
Hell yeah.
Rick Tocchet will join us coming up at 9
Now,
o'clock.
you can say that. Enjoy some Taki hockey. We're joined by the coach of the Flyers, Rick Tocchet. Do that.
We're going to be doing sign language by the end of the show if we follow all these rules.
At
No, it's not hard to just do the
9:25,
rules.
we will speak with Mr. Jones from The Athletic. That's Tony Jones. He covers the Sixers.
Do you know we've had him on the show many times?
Can you play the Maxey block again? If you missed it last night, I'm not going to celebrate the win necessarily because
Please.
they gave up 64 points in the second half and were outscored by 24.
I got a little gripe, by the way.
What?
With you.
What did I do?
The Flyers are actually like a dominant, like the Flyers are playing like really, really well.
Okay.
Much better than the Sixers are playing. And the Flyers aren't getting nearly as much love. You're
on the
not
show.
celebrating Flyer wins the way you're celebrating Sixer wins.
I'm not. I literally just said I'm not celebrating the Sixers win, dude.
No, but you celebrated them with audio in the first segment.
Yeah, I'm celebrating the great block and the great call
No,
from
but
Tom
I mean,
McGinnis.
well, we have the Flyers games on here. We should have the Flyers deserve. The Flyers are actually like playing way over their heads, playing towards one of the better teams in their conference.
That's good. You're
Come
right.
on now.
We'll do some.
Got a little more love for the Flyers.
We'll do the Flyers in 5.
No, little more love for the Flyers. I think is the team that's actually really playing
I
great.
just don't like the Sixers.
Come on now. The Sixers are a 500 club, right?
No,
Come on
3
now.
games over.
Oh, wow.
Can I play the clip? Here was
There we
Tyrese
go.
Maxey saving the game yesterday.
Maxey against Melton. Sixers down by 1. They double Maxey. Maxey dribbles to the right side. Hangs, fires, short, rebound up and in. Bona put it in. .9. Warriors inbound. Melton has it. Melton puts it in. Blocked. And the Sixers win the game. And they storm the court. The 76ers win by a point. Melton then had a court length pass. He went in and the Sixers blocked that.
Tom
They
McGinnis.
stormed the crease
Tom
so good.
McGinnis is just is a joy
He's sort of ridiculous. He is so
in a great way.
Yes, he is because he has to do both jobs. And he has to create
Oh yeah.
he has to create like
The one man booth is unbelievable.
he is great at it. He is absolutely fantastic at it. But it's almost as if he's having conversations with himself some nights too. That was terrible. How did they miss that? That was incredible. All right, now Maxey's got it down the floor. It's like he's debating.
No, he's unbelievable.
He's great.
Connor, do me a favor. Get a Flyers goal from the Buffalo win.
No.
I want it.
Wait till
no,
let's
I
just.
want, no, I want. Go ahead. Go get
It's
one.
late now.
No. Never too late to celebrate the orange and the black. The orange and the black. While Connor gets that, NFC playoff picture.
Yes, it's wild.
It's crazy.
It's gonna be great.
Right now, because of the division, the 49ers have one more win than the Eagles do, and they're 4 spots behind because of the wild card.
They're the 7th seed.
They're the 7th seed.
Yes.
So you have a 9-4 team holding on to the final wild card spot right now.
That's why Dallas is dead unless they win the division. They have no shot. The last wild card team is 9-4. And I responded to someone on Twitter this morning who said, well, the Eagles are lucky the NFC sucks. And I'm like,
I don't know where they're getting that from.
the NFC right now is on pace to have its greatest playoff field ever, records-wise.
Yeah, 10 wins is the minimum.
10?
It might be 11
I think it's going to be 11 is the minimum, it looks like right now. Maybe, because it depends on if the NFC South winner may not
Right.
get to 11. But
Right.
I think they will get to 11.
Yeah, but this isn't the year where like
This is incredible.
there's a 7-9
No,
team
this
or
is
whatever
incredible.
it is now,
Or even a
7-10.
10-win team or a 9-win
Yeah,
team, you
like-
know? But I've got the math for you right now.
And by the way, real quick, the Bucks are 7-5 because all the injuries. They're getting
Right.
healthier.
And they're getting healthy, and they're going to be a nasty, dangerous
Yeah, they'll
club.
be scary out.
But by the way, the Bucks being 4, I'm happy with the Bucks being 4. Lock them into 4 because then, as long as you're not the 1 seed, you avoid the Bucks until potentially the NFC title game. Which I don't want to play the Bucks because I think they were going to be a tough out. But there's the big game you've been talking about it. You talked about it a couple times this week. The Bears and the Packers play this week, and they're going to play
I
twice.
can't wait.
They're going to play twice in 3 weeks. That's going to be a great game.
425 America's game of the week.
Bears at Packers. By the way, it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be 15 degrees. Bears at the Packers.
Oh, dude.
Okay, it's going to be a great
Get
game.
your Monungai bets in now. DeAndre Swift, Josh Jacobs.
Should be fun. Now, here's the key. If the Eagles want to have any shot to be, and I'm saying right now, to be the 2 seed, just to be the 2 seed, you need the Packers and the Bears must split. Neither one of those teams can win in the next 3 weeks. Neither one of those teams can sweep that series. Because if either one of them do, I think the Eagles are going to be the 3 seed.
Okay.
So, because the Packers have that stupid tie,
Yeah.
which is going to help them, and the Bears hold the tiebreaker. Bears, absolutely, we cannot have them. You cannot have the Bears sweep the Packers.
No, you don't want that.
You can't have that.
I don't expect it.
And
at all.
you can't have the Packers sweep the Bears because of the stupid tie. You need a split in those games. And then I believe what it's going to come down to is we can't have the Birds are going to have to win minimum of 4 of the last 5. Can they do it?
We'll see.
No,
I said
no,
3 and 2 at worst. So yeah. They could.
Okay, but I mean, that's where you're feeling. Connor, do you, in your gut right now, do you think they can win 4 of the last 5?
Can, yeah. Will, no.
So you say will, no.
I wouldn't say will, no.
'Cause
Like,
they're gonna be-
as down as I am, I'm saying at worst 3 and 2. Like I don't think they go 2 and 3 in the next 5. I don't think they go 1 and 4 in the next 5.
Well-
So if I'm saying at worst 3 and 2, then they can absolutely go 4
if
of
they
the
go
next 5.
3 and 2, they're the 3 seed.
Right.
They're going to be the 3 seed. They're going to get 1 home game.
And when I did my W's and L's the other day, I had them at the 3.
They're going to get the 3 seed, and the 3 seed, the path to the Super Bowl is going to suck. That's going to be bad.
All right, Connor, let's show some love to the orange and the black.
Couturier checked on the inboards. Loose puck in front, and Tippett, he scores on the second effort. Stopped the first time, it came right back to him in front. And Owen Tippett's got goal number 9 on the year.
Yes.
The Flyers get it back and now lead 5-2.
That's a good one. Just the Tippett.
The Flyers, who have been on an incredible ramp.
Hell yeah, they have.
I mean, we're talking about a team right now that has just lost. You know, if you're talking about just losing games, they're not doing it. Since November the 4th, they've lost 3 times. And they're on a point streak that's just incredible. They went from being like a 500 club. They're 15-8-3.
We talk to Talk about it next, man. Can't wait to have the head coach of the Philadelphia Flyers, Rick Tocchet, will join us at 9 o'clock.
He may punch you.
Before we do that, we actually have some great games this weekend.
It's going to be a fun weekend.
I'll highlight some of the games that we got coming up in another weekend of NFL football where it's going to come down to the wire for a lot of teams. It is Kincade and Salciunas on this Football Friday, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
No Jalen Carter on Monday. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles got some bad news on Carter yesterday. He had a procedure done on both of his shoulders. He's out Monday night against the Chargers and is currently considered week to week. The Eagles got some good news in Thursday night football, at least. Detroit took down Dallas 44-30, so the Eagles' chances of winning the NFCs just got that much higher. They've got their work to take care of their own in L.A. against the Chargers on Monday night, though. The weekend off and then trying to break that 2-game losing streak. Sixers had a wild last-second win over the Warriors last night. They nearly gave up a 24-point lead, but Tyrese Maxey's miss at the buzzer was tipped in by VJ Edgecombe, or rather with a couple seconds left. And then Tyrese Maxey a block on the other end at the buzzer. They talked about it afterwards.
I just tried to make a play, and then, he made a hell of a play blocking the shot because he had a clean layup. Mel was not making that. I'm not taking my chances. Reset probably around like a 4-2 or something.
I love the shot at DeAnthony Melton right there. But either way, a Sixers win, and they take on the Bucks tonight at 8 p.m. in Milwaukee. You can hear that game live here on the Fanatic. Flyers off until Sunday. We'll talk to head coach Rick Tocchet coming up next. This update is brought to you by Groundworks, your trained and certified experts for basement waterproofing and foundation repair since 1997. Book your free inspection at groundworks.com. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best Birds coverage. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. And in 5 minutes, we will be speaking with Rick Tocchet, head coach of your Philadelphia Flyers, who are red hot right now. They have won 4 out of their last 5 games. We'll ignore the Penguins' loss.
Yeah, we'll
ignore the 5-1 beatdown because they've been playing so well.
Can't win them all.
Are you kidding me? They've been one of the best teams in the NHL for the past month. Yes.
I am going to.
That's kind of you to ignore the fact that they've been one of the best teams in the whole league.
I'm going to legitimately ask him because I feel like it's also been a problem since he played for the Flyers. How do they win shootouts all of a sudden?
I don't know how.
That's going to be my first question. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, you can ask that.
Spoiler.
Well, I would just tell you this. They've gotten points in 11 of their last 14 games.
It's amazing.
Which is absolutely crazy. That's a great streak. But I really, really wonder about the loss of Tyson Forster. And that's my first question.
Oh, yeah.
So how much of an adjustment does that just come across organically? Do you just pick and choose, try to go about fixing that? Because that's going to be hard to survive. Now, the bad thing is Christina, after her broken leg, she's going down to her first game. We're going to first game on Sunday.
That's cool.
Yeah, and of course, she's like, she thinks she's a bad luck charm because she loves going to Flyers. Flyers are her favorite team of all the teams. And I'm taking her to her first game. And, of course, I'm taking her to see Colorado, who's lost once all year. They've lost one game all year. And I'm like, oh, gosh, honey, I'm sorry.
Make that 2.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we're going to – hopefully, it's a big effort.
Make that 2. By the way, speaking of one loss all year, Thunder still with one?
They're just ridiculous.
What are the Thunder nowadays? 21-1.
They're unbelievable.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good start after winning the championship. No championship hangover for the Oklahoma City Thunder. All right, so before we get to Coach Tocchet, hockey.
Oh, no, they've lost 2, by the way. Avs did lose.
Oh, they suck.
They lost last night. I didn't see they lost last night.
There are some big games this weekend, man. And I love that it's spread out. Like, it's not all 1 o'clock or all 4 o'clock. So in the 1 o'clock slate, we have Colts-Jags, which is divisional.
You think that's a good game?
For that division, it absolutely
It means
is.
something. I'm not looking forward to that one.
Oh, I am.
You are?
Dude, I've been saying that the Colts aren't real for like the last 5 or 6 weeks now.
I haven't enjoyed watching either one of those teams that much.
If Daniel Jones can't walk, right? Like the fracture that he's got in his leg.
I mean, did you see him last week? He's playing. He's
playing through
the guy's
it, man.
tough
I give
as
him
nails.
I give him credit.
He's tough as
but
nails.
but look, it's not only the fact that they're both 8-4. The Texans have all of a sudden snuck back into the conversation. They've won 4 straight games. They're 7-5.
Yeah, they're playing well.
And the Texans have the Chiefs.
Right. That's the Sunday night game.
That's the Sunday night game. So you have Houston still trying to stay in their division. You have the Chiefs fighting for their lives still, which they will be pretty much the rest of the season. Then we mentioned the Bears-Packers game. That's the 4:25 kickoff.
Which is going to be fun.
That's a great game. Steelers-Ravens, I know they've both been gross this year, but this is not for the division game, but it's pretty damn close because the Ravens have won the first of the 2 matchups, right?
As long as they play 2 in the next 3 weeks.
Oh, okay, so they have not.
Or 2 of the next 4 weeks. They play. Yeah, they haven't played.
Oh, they play them again week 18.
Oh, it's week 18. Wow.
You're thinking of Ravens-Bengals.
So that's at the end.
Because Ravens-Bengals played Thanksgiving. They play each other again next Sunday on December the 14th.
There it is.
The back-end divisional matchups, man, make things really interesting. So that's a big game for that division, the Steelers and Ravens. And then one to just kind of keep an eye on, Sunday 1 o'clock, because the Bengals have Joe Burrow back, and you saw how much better the offense already looked last week against the Ravens. That Bills defense stinks.
Right.
And the Bills have been falling apart. The Bills got an important win last week, but they're the 7th seed right now. If they lose and the Texans win, remember the Texans beat them earlier this year. The Texans would be the final wild card team if the Texans are able to go to Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs and the Bills lose. The Texans are in the playoffs and the Bills are looking from the outside.
It's going to be so much fun watching.
Like the NFC's crazy, but this is a great year of football in terms of the craziness of what will be the last couple weeks.
If you want craziness, this is a great year. I'm
pro chaos.
I love it too when it doesn't involve my team.
Well, unfortunately, it's involving the Eagles right now.
It has.
But put the Eagles to the side for a second. As you're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN, HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. He's joining us now on the Comcast Business Hotline, where every day in business is a big day. Let Comcast Business help you move forward with what's next. They have been on fire. How many points in how many games, Johnny?
11,
or at least a point?
11 of their last 14, which is incredible.
The Flyers have been tremendous, and, of course, they're led by head coach Rick Tocchet. Rick, good morning. How you doing, Coach?
Morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing fantastic. It's been a lot of fun watching the team. I have a very important question that you might not even want to give the answer to. Nick Sirianni down the street will say competitive advantage. I don't want to tell you anything. How the hell do you guys all of a sudden win shootouts? It's been something that I think even when you played for the Flyers, the team couldn't do. What is the magic button that you're pushing?
Trust me, it's not me. It's it's the Zegras, the Michkovs, Bobby Brink, Konechny, he's good at it. Actually, like Christian, I had Christian Dvorak in Arizona. He was good at it. So we just got a lot of players that are very good at it. And they have their different moves, and I kind of stay out of their way. We actually practiced it the other day because we haven't had one in a while. But yeah, it's all the players. I mean, they're creative and they do their thing.
Rick, Tyson Foerster and his injury. When you see a loss like that, and you know you're going to, in a condensed schedule, have to be without such a critical player, how do you go about trying to fill that spot? I know you can't fill the production, but how do you know? Do you just mix and match and try till you find something that works?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. When you get the news, it's a downer. You can tell, obviously, when we found out a couple of months, the coaches were, you're down, right? You see the players, but then you got to click right into, hey, competitive mode, leadership mode from all of us. Can everybody give 5 to 10% better? Like, can each player play 5 to 10% better? Can the coaches do something better? So I think it's just a collective mindset. Great teams, there'll be a great player, they lose, and the team rallies around it, and that's what we're trying to do now. I mean, he's a hell of a hockey player. I feel bad for him because he had an injury this summer too, and I just worry about, sometimes with players we forget about the mental health part where, you get injured and you get injured, you're having a good year, you get injured again. Because, these injuries, you're alone a lot, right? You're rehabbing by yourself. You're not with a team. So that's one thing I was concerned about with the players too, is make sure they're still part of the team.
What have you seen from Matvei Michkov, either on the ice or even on off days, that has sort of changed the direction of his season a little bit? He's showing up in the box score a lot more recently, either with scoring goals or, of course, assists, but also doing things on the defensive end as well.
Yeah, I just think the buy-in. I mean, obviously he's disappointed. He didn't have a great summer. You got to remember he's a young kid, kind of off to a slow start in the sense of fitness-wise, and I think he realized what he has to do. He's bought into what we've preached, day to day, what he has to do to get back. I really think putting him on the left wing has helped him play faster, and he works his ass off. He's a guy that wants to be great, and he realizes there's going to be some stuff that he's going to do, but he's really bought in. Like, there's not been one time that I've had a problem with him or the coaches where, he's sulked or been mad at something. He's like, okay, what do I got to do? And he's just done it. So hopefully we continue with that path.
Coach, I know that penalty kill and power play is something that you wanted to come in and is sort of established as a strength, and power play has greatly improved, and I'm sure you want to take it to a whole nother level than where it's at right now. What have you seen out of your power play units, and tell us a little bit about that development?
Yeah, I think, coming into the summer, obviously it was a sore spot with the Flyers. I think with the last place the last couple of years, and hasn't been great. So what you got to do is the mental part with the team. Like, you got to just reboot, refresh, and get these guys confidence. And I think Yogi and Jay Verdi, who's run the power, have done a really good job of just kind of giving these guys some concepts that we want. We're not there yet. We understand that we got a long way to go. We need guys to shoot the puck a little bit more, play more inside, and understand when you beat pressure to attack. We're getting better at it, but and we constantly preach it. But it's won some games this year, and I don't know what we are. Are we 20th or something?
You're 11th. You're 18th in power play. You're 11th in penalty kill, and those are both good. The penalty kill number is really good.
Yeah, so you try to, if you add up the two percentages, if you're 100 and over 100 or 105, I mean that's the goal. I mean, anything over that is excellent, but it can really win you games.
You're at 101.
Yeah, there you go. So, I think 105 is the goal. That's really a good barometer. So 101's not bad. It's good, and it keeps you in the game. The penalty kill obviously won us a lot of games. A few weeks ago, there was about 4 or 5 games where we're in tough spots and it won us the game. The power play won us the game against Buffalo. So, you got to be sure, especially teams is up there around that 100. That's our goal.
Flyers head coach Rick Tocchet joins us here on the Comcast Business Hotline. How are you going to balance the usage of Dan Vladar? I say this as respectfully as possible. I don't think anybody's expected this sort of greatness from Vladar at this point of the season. He's already halfway toward his career high in terms of game starts. So how do you balance that?
Yeah, so this is kind of new territory. He's in Calgary. I can't remember the most games he's played and even consecutive games, so we're mindful of that. And we got Harrison, who's he's won 6 or 7 of his last 10 starts, so he wins for us. So I think we have a balanced goaltending. I think Vladar really trained hard this summer on his actually skating, so it helped his side-to-side movement. He really wanted to prove that, and his deflections and things around the net. If you watch, he's made some really big saves this year when there's been goalmouth scrambles because he's still he's not like flipping and flopping all over the place. He just looks big in there, and I think I got to give him a lot of credit. He's trained really hard for it this summer. I have a lot of respect for guys that in the summer they work on their weaknesses and they really train hard, and he did that. He came in really good shape. So that's one thing I got to give him a lot of credit for. And we have a lot of games left, and he's going to be a big part of our team.
Rick, I got to ask though, is that because I'm one of those guys who complains that why wouldn't Vladar be able to play more? Because I remember when you were playing, right, and Hexie would play 58 games, 61 games, or Keenan would play somebody till his legs fell off. Like it's like what's changed about goaltending today that they feel that goaltenders can't carry much bigger load? What happened?
Yeah, it's a great question. Patrick Waz, Brodeur, they were playing 70 games.
Correct.
Grant Fuhr, 73 games. Well, there's a couple of things. I think the schedule is a lot more condensed. There's not as much practice time when we played, I don't think. So it's a condensed schedule.
Sure.
The goalies are a little bit more violent in the sense when they go post to post. They push pretty hard. I'm not saying back in the day they didn't, but the goalies are a little bit bigger and they're more violent. So when they do push, there's a lot of wear and tear on the soft tissue, the groins. And then you practice the next day and then you have to play. And so I think I don't really have the answer other than the fact I think it's maybe a little bit harder to be a goalie in today's game with the schedule and all the practice when you do have a practice. So I guess that's my answer.
Well, Coach, listen, you guys are red hot right now. It's been a lot of fun watching you guys this season. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, thanks for the support, guys. Talk to you soon.
Absolutely. There he is, Coach Rick Tocchet.
There he is.
Now, Connor caught something.
What's that?
What'd you catch?
Hexie?
Yes.
You dropped a Hexie.
Because I actually know Ron Hextall? Because I actually know him?
Okay.
Because I actually, when I was actually working for the team when he played, so I actually know who he is. I was actually working for the team when
dropped a Hexie.
I was actually working for the team when Rick played for the team. Like I actually know these people.
Hexie.
A little different.
Oh,
it's
dude,
not like using it.
YouTube caught it too.
It's not like you.
Hexie,
When you know somebody, that's a little. Wait.
Okay.
When you know somebody, that's different. I would not call Ron Hextall. I would not call if I see Paul Holmgren. When I run into Paul
What's up,
Holmgren,
Paulie?
I do not call Paul Holmgren.
Yo, what's up, Holmes?
I do not call him. No, I call him Homer. I worked directly for Paul Holmgren and Mike Keenan. I did not call Paul anything but Homer. Now, Mike, I never called him anything but Mike because he did not. What a nickname.
What's up, Mikey?
No. And there were many other names I called him under my breath. Those names didn't help there. No. Rick had many a good time back in his playing days.
All right, coming up next. I do love talking to him, though.
He's a and you know what his funny is? Connor, here's one for you. A coach can be asked a question and can give you a direct answer.
There's another one, yeah. He straight up said we were
Can just give you an answer.
A little disappointed in Matt Vay's conditioning.
And then he says, but he works his ass off, and he has to change some things up.
Vic Fangio did that earlier this year about Carter.
It's not
Jalen
hard to
Carter.
just answer questions when they're asked.
All right, coming up next, we'll check our text line heavy. Did last night the Lions being the Cowboys make you feel any better, or are you more worried about the Eagles' own issues? It is Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about that FanDuel Sportsbook app. FanDuel Fridays, love them. Partnership with Valley Forge, turning it up with NBA Happy Hour. You say happy hour, I am in. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. Boosts, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. It's not just another promo. It is your weekly pregame NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern. It's only on FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. All you got to do is visit FanDuel.com/Fanatic. That's FanDuel.com/Fanatic to grab your reward before the clock expires. You got to be 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. At 9:14 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. We go from Taki Hockey to the Sixers at 9:25. Tony Jones covers the Sixers for The Athletic. We'll speak with him with all the latest on everything with the Sixers because there's always something with that team. But a couple of things. The Lions just got more bad injury news.
What a horrible news.
He's a hell of a player. Brian Branch, their safety. He's Achilles, you said, Connor, is what they're saying?
Yeah.
That's the report right now. They're worried that he just suffered an Achilles tear, which, that's another guy. It's amazing because I don't know how real it is. Like we say things, but like I don't know what the data actually is. Like I hear Bill on Filter all the time say it. Man, Nick Sirianni gets ripped for having softer camps, and look at them, they're healthier.
Well,
whereas,
not this year, they're not.
Right. Whereas Dan Campbell is more of like an old school, and all his players are hurt. I don't know if there's a direct correlation to it. Like I can't speak on that. I don't think anybody really can.
No one can, because there's nothing that Dan Campbell did in the summer or otherwise caused Brian Branch. He got injured last night in the game.
Right.
Did you see him? He got tangled up on the one play.
Yeah.
And remember, he was limping. And if you watch it closely, he was limping and he stayed in the game.
Yeah.
And then he went off after the series. So he stayed in the game. So I don't know if he stayed in the game with an Achilles injury.
Maybe, or like
maybe it was partially.
Tyrese Halliburton, remember, he had a calf strain, and then he tried playing through it, and then it popped his Achilles. So
that could have happened.
Who knows?
Too.
But like, it is crazy that these, like the Lions, continuously get hurt. I mean, literally ended their season last year, right? They were so banged up in the playoffs that they couldn't beat the Commanders. Now, there was something interesting that I meant to put down on the show sheet, and I forgot to. And I'm not glad that Brian Branch got hurt, but I'm glad that this sort of generated this conversation. Some kind of sneaky news yesterday. Kevin Seifert of ESPN was the one reporting it, but Shefty put it out there as well. The NFL and the NFL Players Association have agreed to a new model for selecting playing surfaces in stadiums. One that will require teams to choose from an approved set of manufacturers and styles for both natural and synthetic fields. Which, remember, like the big talking point is MetLife, right? Or turf in general. Which, again, Lions play in a dome. Does that have anything to do with them being so banged up? Like their
Lions,
specific field?
Yeah, but the Lions play, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on the same field turf that the Falcons play on.
Okay.
Which is a really good one.
Sure.
So, like, it's not, it just happens. You can't, nothing, an NFL, numerous coaches will tell you, nothing you're doing in the summertime is causing you to not get injured in games. If you're getting injured in games in November and December.
Right, especially in December.
Because a lot of injuries happen with collisions or being stepped on, or being rolled on.
But I think it's cool because, like, for the longest time, we all thought the owners won't listen, right?
They're listening.
Now they are. Well, they're going to go ahead and pick. Now the question is, like, it's like an insurance plan. You might give me 3 bad options.
No, well the thing is though, one of the things is that they're going to have to choose from. They're choosing from options that are ones that the Players Association already likes that are in place.
Right.
Yeah, you get 3.
Okay.
You get MetLife, you get Sodfather, you get Brazil 2024.
MetLife will never be part of it.
They will. Yeah,
they won't.
That will not be picked.
There's ones. One thing you got to watch with these things though is, and I'm not kidding you guys, is the carcinogens in some of these.
Oh yeah, I mean, God, what happened at the vet?
Well, no. But that was the old.
No, I know.
That was Monsanto.
But I'm just using that
was
as
Monsanto.
an example.
But
yeah.
there is. I'm telling you, there is a lot of danger in the ones that have like the puffy stuff coming up out of them and everything.
Yeah.
When you see like dust, and everything, that doctors are very wary of.
Yeah, it's
Let's
horrible.
just put it that way.
One more thing. You got your little text exchange.
Yeah. On Adam Schefter. So at one of our fine listeners, because I look, there's one thing. Joe Pez, I love you, Joe. One of our fine listeners.
Yes.
He says the Lions didn't put in a claim for Slay. I thought they had, so I reached out to Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter confirmed that Joe Pez smarter than John Kincade. He said no, not that I'm aware of. In fact, then he gets back to me 2 minutes later, and Adam says, in fact, they did not. They had a higher waiver claim than the Bills, so they would have had Slay's rights. So absolutely, I was incorrect earlier when I had said that the Lions would have put it in there with the Bills. So
if Darius Slay, for whatever reason, does not play for the Bills,
there can't be. He doesn't go back on waivers.
No.
The Bills hold his rights.
Okay.
So, and the Bills can't trade him. There's no trade deadline.
They would have to release him of their own volition again.
And they're not going
outright
to. And
release.
they're not going to. They would have to outright release him.
Yeah.
Sean
and then
McDermott.
they eat up money or like
Do you
something.
think Sean McDermott is going to do anything to help the Eagles?
Nah, that hypocrite? No.
Seriously. Mr. I'm worried about player safety.
Well, he is.
Seriously.
They're picking the field surfaces now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm worried about player safety, but let me run the tush
We're
push.
getting there.
Exactly.
I wonder how many times they run. Is there like a tracker of how many times the tush push have been run by teams this year? I'm going to try to find that out. Because the Eagles haven't run it as much this year because it hasn't been as effective. So have the Bills run it almost as much? I'm just a hypocrite.
You should watch Tracker, by the way. Good show.
Okay. Coming up next, Mr. Jones, Tony Jones, joins us coming up next to talk about the Sixers. Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles lose Jalen Carter to injury. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Eagles got some big injury news yesterday with Jalen Carter undergoing a procedure on both of his shoulders. He's out for Monday night's matchup with the Chargers and is currently considered week to week. But the Birds got some help on Thursday Night Football. Detroit beat Dallas 44-30, so that really helps the Eagles' chances to win the NFC East. They got to take care of their own stuff, though. Again, they got the Chargers Monday night out in L.A., a big chance to break that 2-game losing streak they're on. Sixers, they had a ridiculous last-second win last night over the Warriors that they kind of created themselves, blowing a 24-point lead, but a 99-98 final saved it. Here's how it sounded right here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Maxey dribbles to the right side, hangs, fires, short, rebound up and in. Bona put it in. .9, Warriors inbound. Melton has it, blocked, and the Sixers win the game, and they storm the court.
Now, it was VJ Edgecombe that did have the game-winning bucket, but Tyrese Maxey with a great chase-down block, a big win for the Sixers, and they're back on the court tonight in Milwaukee against the Bucks. An 8 p.m. tip-off. You can hear that game live here on the Fanatic. Flyers are off until Sunday. We talked to Tony Jones coming up next, covers the Sixers for The Athletic. This update is brought to you by Super Shore. Do you own a small business? You need to hear this. A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get Super Shore. Not kind of shore, not pretty shore, but Super Shore coming soon. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the Best Birds coverage. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Sixers have played this season since the Chicago Bulls game way back in the first week of the season. They lost that Chicago Bulls game, so, obviously there's still some work to do. And sure enough, the Sixers came out and to their credit, I guess, they didn't really fully start melting down into that 15-0 run at the start of the fourth quarter. They still had a healthy lead. They were still up 67-43, but yeah, on the whole, the third quarter this season has been Philadelphia's bugaboo for sure.
Yeah, we're counting on you to be consistent through this whole interview, by the way, Tony. We don't need you to, no dropping off during the second half there. When you look at what the Sixers are doing, how sustainable is it when you're looking at them not knowing night to night whether George or Embiid is even going to be available? Because is it like how hard is that for Nick Nurse to even be able to put a viable product on the field, on the court, I should say?
Well, I think the correct answer to this that I think has started to come to light is I think it's going to be more important who stays healthy around them. So right now, the Sixers are missing Kelly Oubre Jr., they're missing Trendon Watford, so they're missing major parts of the rotation beyond Joel Embiid and beyond Paul George, because Joel and Paul, that's going to be inconsistent all year. That's going to be in and out. That's going to be a rotating part all year. So, I think the Sixers have to obviously keep Tyrese Maxey healthy. I think that if he goes down, the ship is going to go down. And, they have to keep, most of the relative parts around those two healthy as well. Because, you take this back-to-back, for example, they staggered both of those guys, so they can have one guy one night. So they can have Joel last night, and they can have Paul George. They can have Paul George tonight. They want Joel having 2 days off between games. So there takes that. So if you even have, forget the back-to-back. If there are 3 games in 5 nights, you're only looking at Joel for, maybe 2 of them at most. But you're also looking at, okay, Sunday the Lakers come in, Sunday night the Lakers come in. You might be able to have Joel and Paul the way, the Sixers set it up. That's assuming if Joel's knee responds the correct way. Did you see, everything that we just talked about, everything that I just said that's supposed to happen in a 3 or 4 day game span? That's all of the stuff that kind of has to happen, and then you multiply it by 82 games, right. And you can see, just how kind of inconsistent and, just kind of how flighty all of that stuff, how all of that stuff is.
Tony Jones covers the Sixers for The Athletic. Join us here on the Comcast Business Hotline. Let's talk a little bit about Maxey. I'm curious, when you were covering the Jazz, you obviously knew of Tyrese Maxey. You watched Tyrese Maxey play. I am so amazed by his growth because I did not think he was necessarily a guy that could carry a team. And you mentioned it. If he got hurt, God forbid, this team would just fall apart. Did you expect this sort of growth from Tyrese Maxey to go from sort of a fringe all-star player to, damn, this guy could be an all-star starter?
So the first time I interviewed Tyrese Maxey, and we actually talked about this last week, was his first 50-point game of his career. It happened in Utah. And the Jazz were already tanking at this time. So, even though I was still in Utah covering the Jazz, I was under the directive for The Athletic to write about an opponent if that opponent does something notable. So Tyrese comes in to the Delta Center in Salt Lake City. He lights Chris Dunn up for 50, and I talked to him after the game. And, one of the things that I remember was just kind of how steely and stoic he was. He was, obviously, he's a happy guy. He was smiling, but, he acted like I'm supposed to be here. Like, this is supposed to happen. And at the time, he was still, kind of blossoming as Tyrese Maxey. So I don't want to say that I'm surprised that he's taken a leap, but I think that this kind of leap, the way that he's playing, I don't know that anybody expected this. This is quite remarkable. He's averaging over 32 points a game. He's third in the league in scoring. He's playing at a first-team All-NBA level. That doesn't mean that he's going to make first-team All-NBA, because I think that there's, more than 2 or 3 guards around the league that are playing at that kind of level. But he's playing at a first-team, second-team All-NBA level. He's playing at a top 10 in the world level. And if you look at the Sixers, and you look at who's been in and out of their lineup, and you look at all of the moving parts that they've had to deal with, all of the injuries that they've had to deal with, and then you look at some of the things that they've had to deal with on the court, their third quarter woes, their big chunks of games where they're just not there defensively. I actually think it's kind of remarkable that they're 12-9 headed into tonight against the Bucks. And it's because of how well Tyrese Maxey has played and how much he's been able to put this team on his back.
So what would be the best way you would evaluate this team over the next 2 months? What should we be looking for to say, if this team could actually do something in the spring, in the next couple months, we're seeing this?
I think they would have to get so Joel Embiid is going to be in and out of the lineup. This is consistently. So we have to look at Embiid as, when he's in the lineup, this is a luxury. Okay. So this is the lineup I think that they need to figure out how to get on the floor consistently. Tyrese Maxey, VJ Eshkam, Kelly Oubre Jr., and Paul George. Get those 4 on the floor. Keep them healthy. Keep the role players healthy around them. Try to get Trendon Watford healthy, and see what this team can do with those 4, just kind of as your core. And then, whenever Joel's available, and then whenever he's playing, then it's just kind of gravy on top. So, the thing that if I'm a Sixers fan, I'd be a little worried about is this team has played, I believe, 13 home games as opposed to 8 road games, I believe. And they're going to have to pay that schedule back beginning the day after Christmas once they start a long road trip in Chicago against the Bulls. So they're going to have a bunch of road games coming up. They're going to have a bunch of games against the Western Conference coming up. I believe last night was only their second game against the Western Conference team. They're actually 2-0 in those games. But they've played most of the top of the East. So I think that you can look at that and kind of make some assumptions off of that. But they're going to be playing. They're going to play Oklahoma City. They're going to be playing Denver. They're going to be playing a lot of the best teams in the West coming up, and they have multiple games against the New York Knicks coming up as well. So, I think that they have to get that 4 healthy and look at it as kind of your core 4, and then kind of go through there as the schedule kind of toughens up when it comes to competition.
Tony, last thing for you. I'll set the over/under at 0.5%. Because there's a lot of Twitter GMs out there. Over under 0.5%, the Sixers trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, jeez.
Under.
I love that's a 0% chance.
We're gonna go under. Number
seriously.
one. Well, I mean, if you're the Bucks and the Sixers call and say, "Hey, we want to trade for Giannis," right? If I'm the Bucks, I'm asking for VJ, and I'm asking for Jared McCain. And if I'm the Bucks, I don't want Paul George's salary back because there are no options. So if I trade for Paul George, I'm trading for $150 million with no options, and nobody's trading for that. So I can't even put him off on a third team. And then I'm asking for all of your draft picks. So I'm asking for the Clippers 28 draft pick, the Clippers 29 pick swap, and then I'm from Philly, and I'm looking at like, oh my God, the Clippers are imploding. That 28 draft pick might be a lottery pick.
Yes,
that 29 pick swap might be a lottery pick, and so it just doesn't make any sense for either side to kind of go down that road. If I'm the way I'm looking at from an eagle eye view.
Tony, we appreciate
Thank
the
you,
time,
Tony.
man.
You didn't waver at all.
Yeah, and keep
Third
up the
quarter, nothing. It was great.
Yeah, you never fell apart. Maybe Nick Nurse needs to sit down with you, man.
Consistency is the key, buddy.
Damn right it is. All right, Tony,
Thanks,
we appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, buddy.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
You're the man. There he is, Tony Jones from The Athletic. Does a great job covering the Sixers. Always love having him on. It's great. All right, coming up next, pick segment. Johnny will update us on where we're at. And hopefully I have a winning weekend for a change.
You've got to pick something up.
That'd be really nice. It is Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic. All right. .44 here on this Friday morning. Kincade and Salciunas 97.5. The Fanatic. We got Middays with Marks coming up at 10 o'clock with Harry Mays. Harry not following the dress code today. No flannel.
Well, I saw the Property Brothers earlier when I bumped into them in the hallway, Ray and John.
I think Harry only had one.
I predicted that he would. I said to John, I went, You know Harry's not going to be wearing his flannel.
I don't think he's going to keep on rocking the flannel.
Look, Harry Mays did not make his brand recognition in this town conforming or following trends. You don't follow trends at all. No, I'm not a trend. Harry Mays, I mean, seriously, there ain't a trend he's ever followed.
No. I still remember, dude. This is who Harry is. All right, love this man.
You should,
Harry, if you're listening. Harry Mays, when I was producing for him way back, used to eat avocado on toast.
He was an avocado toastman before it was even like big,
and then it became big.
Yes,
so he stopped eating it.
Really?
Yeah, because he didn't want to be. He was like, "Oh, now everybody's doing it."
Really?
I swear, he would eat the avocado toast with eggs like almost every morning from Manja back in the day. That was our old cafeteria. And then when the avocado toast became like this big
he
thing,
didn't want to do it
I'm
anymore.
out.
Wow.
I love that about him.
He just said at that point he was not happy.
Trendsetters, born leaders.
There are people who will do that. There are people who will reject
about
it when it's a trend. That's good.
Sorry, that was a deep cut radio station thing. All right, you know what I'm talking about,
ready?
Connor?
No, no clue.
Trendsetters, born leaders. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
All right,
No.
that's all right.
No.
Two inside.
I just have more of a expanded taste of music. That's
By
all.
the way,
Somebody on YouTube will catch it.
okay, Mason, one of our fine listeners. Mason's listening down here in North Carolina today, watching on YouTube and then listening on the app on his way to work. Mason wants to know if Jason Kelsey loaned you your jacket.
His jacket? He chimed in that quickly?
Mason.
I just threw it on.
Yes, Mason's good.
Oh,
He's just getting
what's
ready
up,
to leave for
Mason?
work.
No.
He wants to know where he got it too, by the way.
Target.
No, this is not the Target one.
Oh, you get everything.
My wife got me this for the Christmas pictures, thinking that I was going to wear it one time. I actually really like it.
Mason said he is freezing his, well, I can't say what he's saying.
Took us.
No. Other side of the body.
Okay.
He says it's terrible in North Carolina. So, just for note.
North Carolina.
Well, I mean,
It's cold there.
Hey,
Mountains?
by the way, they
You
had
don't know.
snow yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't know
So,
about North
there you
Carolina.
go.
It's a great jacket.
There you go. He likes it.
And,
but he thought it
I
looked
don't know.
Jason Kelsey-ish.
Yeah, sure.
So there you go. We ready to go picks of the week?
Yeah, what do we got? What's our records?
All right,
What's
here we
the
go.
standings
Thanks,
here?
Bet
I'm having
Parks.
a rough go with it.
Thank you, Bet Parks app, for your fine work in the Bet Parks Casino. And let's just say it's I'm starting to distance myself from the field. 32-20 on the year, 62% against the spread. Connor, you're in second place, but you've dropped below 500. You're 25-27 at 48%.
Hey, it's not a race.
No, it is a race.
Says you.
And Andrew is now 23-29 on the
Look,
year.
I can speak for the Eagles. It's hard to repeat as champions. It's hard.
Yeah, but they're not under 500. You're 44%.
They've played under 500 recently.
I mean, Harry is shaking his head going.
What did I? He never told me anything.
44%. All right, here we go. Here's your.
By the way, I'm going off the rip. I didn't even look at the lines. Today's going to be a gut check.
By the way, just a note.
This is a gut check week.
Harry's outside. It's December. 4 picks a week. No losing weeks yet from me. That's pretty good. Harry gives me a thumbs up. That means something to me.
Yeah, as soon as he turned around, he rolled his eyes.
Here we go. First game. Dolphins -2.5 at the New York Jets. I like the Dolphins in that one. The Dolphins' offense has been a little tough to stop, and the Jets have played much improved ball, but I don't think they're going to be the match on Sunday. I like the Bears plus the 6.5 points at Green Bay. It's a suspicious line, but I don't like Green Bay's offense, so I don't like Green Bay sort of distancing themselves from the field. So I'll take the 6.5 points with the Bears at Green Bay. I think Green Bay wins the game. Then I'm going to go to 2 over-under bets for you.
Oh.
I will take Buffalo, Cincinnati over 53.5.
One of my picks.
Well, I'm not
Nice.
picking your picks, believe me.
That means you're scared. Yeah,
No,
you
I'm
should,
not
you should
picking your
change
picks.
that now.
No.
There's no defense being played in that
Buffalo,
game.
Cincinnati over 53.5 has to be a misprint.
There's no defense in that game.
That has to be one of those lines where somebody was asleep setting that line. I believe that line could be bad by the beginning of the fourth quarter. And then the Sunday night game, you want something tasty in the Sunday night game. I will take, and I hate betting them, I'm going to go under in Kansas City, Houston.
Oh, yeah, that Texans defense is legit, and so is the Chiefs.
I'll go under the 41.5 in the Kansas City, Houston game.
I don't hate that number.
I'm going over in both of those. So there you go.
All right, Connor, go ahead.
We're going to start off in Jacksonville. Colts giving 1.5 on the road, and they feel like they're floundering right now. The fact that they're still favored, even a little bit, tells me that might be Indy's game to take. I'm taking the Colts minus 1.5. Ravens minus 5.5 versus the Steelers. I just don't think the Steelers are really good right now, and the Ravens need a bounce-back win. So I'm looking for them to figure some things out there. Vikings minus 1.5 versus the Commanders.
That's a weird game.
There is no way with Jaden Daniels coming back and playing in this game that the Vikings should be giving points. And that's why I'm taking them, because Vegas knows. And I'm going to wrap up with Chase Brown, plus 100, anytime touchdown score, Bengals, Bills. I feel like he scores more often than he gets credit for with the odds.
All right, I told you, gut check picks. I literally pulled up fan.
You got one more, right?
No, just four.
What's
He
the
did
last one?
Chase Brown anytime
Chase
touchdown.
Brown. Chase Brown anytime.
I pulled up my app literally as we started, and 2 of my picks are against yours, Connor. So this will either end my chance to come in second, or maybe I leap you. I am taking the Jags at plus 1.5. Daniel Jones.
Really?
Daniel Jones can't move.
I mean, he can't. He really can't.
He can't move.
And
And the Jags are playing decent football right now, man.
Well,
I'm going to take the Jags. Well, I'm taking the Jags. They're in first place.
Dude, you don't get to do that voice during a pick
You
segment.
welled me.
No,
Oh, well, you're
during
right back.
During a pick segment, you don't get to do that.
I'll go Jags plus 1.5. I think they could win that game outright. I will go against your pick with the Ravens. Those games are tough, dude. I will go Pittsburgh plus 5.5. Also because Baltimore has had chances to run away in games and they never do. So I'll take the Steelers plus 5.5. I think the Ravens pull it out.
So you're trying to catch up to the second
No, I'm not
place
trying
guy.
to. It's just 2 of his picks go against mine.
I get it. I think about me too.
I like Seattle. Falcons are down. Seattle 6.5-point favorites on the road in Atlanta. I will take the Seahawks to cover the 6.5. And I already told you I'm with Johnny on the over in the Cincinnati and Buffalo game, where I don't believe defense exists.
Now, Harry's saying they're expecting snow in that game. Don't care.
I pulled up the weather.
I don't care.
I see snow early in the morning, but not during the game itself.
And more importantly, they will have that. They will have that over the that field will be.
Here you go. 3 o'clock. They said there might be some snow. 35% chance.
Yeah, they could be. That's fine. 35's fine.
Yeah.
And more importantly, the way those two teams play defense, that actually may add to the scoring. Yeah. Not keep it down. Joe Burrow is going to score in the rain, sleet, snow, whatever. He's going to score. I feel very good about that game. I still think that is a wild,
By the way,
wild affair.
thank you, Randall. Randall understood what I was saying. The trendsetter board. It's from another radio station. I won't talk about it.
Okay. That's very, very good. You voiced me. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
During a pick segment.
Damn right I did.
That's shocking.
Let's go Jags, baby.
Now, the funny thing is,
Jags.
the thing, no, you get that's not remembered just like us with the Go Birds. It's the Duval.
Yeah, I refuse to do that. Tell us about life-saving cancer research, please, Johnny.
Hey, Davis CPA Group made a donation to the American Association for Cancer Research, and you can too. Go to 975thefanatic.com/AACR because I'm living proof 3 times over that cancer research saves lives.
Damn right, Johnny. Don't forget tomorrow, if you're interested, something to do on a Saturday, Yards, 4 o'clock, 5th and Spring Garden. I'm just hanging out with you guys. Whoever wants to join, open door. It's not a ticket. It's not anything. You just show up. If you want to come, that's great. Connor will be there eventually. He was going to be there at 4. No,
I got Thanksgiving tomorrow.
No, I got other plans. That was
got
last
Thanksgiving
week.
with
That was
the
last
family.
week, bro. So Yards at 4 o'clock tomorrow, 5th and Spring Garden. Hope
Have
to
a
see you
blast.
there. Thank you, Johnny. You're invited too. You're just,
I know. I'll be.
You're big timing us.
Yes, I'll be big timing you.
Everybody have a great weekend. And man, can't wait to preview a must